stalking. And I've been taught for more than a decade. And I live in Oxelösund, Sweden. In this video, I'll be talking about how the program, gang stalking program, uses lies. So, there are several people involved in this program. There are like the cult members that you are, the part of a secret stalking murder cult, work to destroy people's lives and murder them, abuse them in wicked ways. And they are brainwashing with the good guys. And I've seen people work for the program with the truth hurts, I will attack with the truth. No, it's not the truth. So, here's the truth on gang stalking. The gang stalking persecution program is heavy on lies, okay? Very heavy on lies. This program is evil and wicked. I don't care if you're a cult member who's involved in this and do the Bible cult member. They're like, no, we're good guys, understand? This program is evil. And one of the things that shows that is how much lying is part of the program. The sin of lying, okay? They are of Satan, as far as I'm concerned. They're working for Satan. They're being satanic, okay? I'm not over-spiritualizing this. But being a Christian, my side of right and wrong is the Bible. In my experience, when I look at how DBC and other Christian ministries participating in stalking operate, and being a Christian, I've seen several Christians participating in stalking. Christian ministries, pastors, churches, online, okay? They target you with lies. What's the worst? The serpent was more subtle than the beast of the field. So I'm a Christian being targeted with a persecution program. I'm a Christian being persecuted. How are the people targeting me operating? Subtle. See, subtle lies. Working for a program that's working to murder me, okay? Slowly. The serpent was more subtle than the beast of the field from God. The Bible Church is one of these gang stalking churches. And I have documentation I can put in the court of law, understand? On my YouTube channel, time of events, I said this, the refs in the next video. Okay, gaslighting, narcissistic always abuse, Tom Scott's a public humiliation ritual. So anyway, this gang stalking program is heavy on lies. The gang stalking program uses lies to recruit people into becoming gang stalking flying monkeys. They use lies to recruit people into participating with the gang stalking. So they use lies to recruit people to become gang stalkers. That's called a smear campaign. Using lies to recruit people into the program, that's called a smear campaign. They use lies to attack the target below. That's called gaslighting. And they use lies to cover up the targeting, because obviously it's not something good that people can hear about and be okay with. It's something evil that has to be covered up and kept in darkness, okay, covered up. So the program uses lies to recruit people to participate, to become gang stalkers. That's called smear campaign. The gang stalking program uses lies to target, to attack the target below. That's called gaslighting, the sin of lying. The program uses lies to cover up gang stalking. Meaning when I go live, speaking nothing but the truth, I'm a Christian being persecuted, told with a secret program, recruiting people to stalk, harass me, go where I am, do narcissistic story. This is 100% truth. The same program sends people to my chat to go, this guy's crazy, nobody's talking. Stop doing meth, I don't do meth. This guy's crazy on meth, stop smoking crack. This guy's crazy, nobody's out to get, nobody's talking. See? So this program is heavy on lies. And I've seen people that are working for this program. They go like, truth hurts us, it's like gas not even more. It's like, yeah, they're speaking the truth about you in the directed conversation. No, they're not. From research and experience to using lies, understand? So, gang stalking uses lies to recruit people into becoming gang stalking flying monkeys. That's called a smear campaign. They use lies to target the target below. That's called gaslighting. And they use lies to cover up the target. See? And I've seen people that participate in the targeting gaslight even more and be like, we're speaking truth about you. It's like truth hurts, does it? Because I get mad at them attacking with lies and gaslighting and stuff like this. But yeah, I did reason you're upset because it's the truth is speaking. No, that's gaslighting. this program is based on lies. It uses lies to recruit people, a smear campaign. Uses lies to target individual, that's called gaslighting. And uses lies to cover up the gang stalking, which means the same program that targets me. If I go live speak out about this, they send people to my chat to use lies to attack the truth I'm speaking. Which means if I share my truthful testimony, I'm being targeted by a secret persecution program, recruit people to target me. They will send flying monkeys to my chat and will discuss crazy numbers altogether. Okay. So, gang stalking is not a program that is, and it is so much deception. It's like people get sold on this. It's like I'm a pedophile, okay? I'm a rapist pedophile. I want to eat babies. I'm a cannibal, or things like this. Because they're recruited by the deep state when Epstein Island, okay? Skateboarding, okay? That's who's controlling them. The deep state did 9/11 and ran Epstein Island, okay? But their targets in the deep state secretary police, they all do the bad people there. So it's like, I'm not worried about dealing with that smear campaign. Do you have any proof from being a rapist or a pedophile? No. I've had people come in, cyber stalkers, go, Mike, you're a pedo. Okay, what did they say? Do you have any proof of that? Never provide anything here. They don't have anything to go on. It's like, wrong, nothing. Understand? So, the gang stalker uses lies to recruit people to participate on this called smear campaign. The gang stalker uses lies to target the target with psychological warfare. It's called gaslighting. Okay, and they use lies to cover up the gang stalker, which means if I go lie speak the truth about this, there's a phone called gang stalking target videos with harassment, stalking, they spy on you. Okay, they send people into my chat to go, this guy's crazy. Nobody's out to get. Nobody's talking. Nobody's talking. He's meth head. He's on meth. He's on crack. Okay, which are lies. So the program is not a program speaking the truth. And I've seen the program via fly monkeys communicate like rather speaking the truth about you. It's the truth that's making you mad. That's trying to give more weight to the gaslighting, because they know it's like once you get to the point, it's like you keep tabs on it. Understand? It's like they said this about me. That's 100% not true. And over time, it's like these people are known liars, understand? They're habitual liars, like pathological liars. The program is like always lying to you. And more of the time when they're saying something to you, it's some kind of lie, understand? Resting, twisting the truth. So it's like they have to try to get you to take them more seriously. To be like, what we're saying about you is true. It's like, do you understand? They're trying to gaslight you about the gaslighting. You're like, oh, gaslight is like gaslighting. It's us speaking the truth about it to you or something like this. So this gang stalking uses lies to target videos to recruit people to participate in targeting and use lies to cover it up. And there's several Christian ministries that participate in this gang stalking persecution program. Do the Bible Church. I found the Bible cult. And they've done public relations, which is called. And I can prove they will hold up in the court of law, understand? I'm not joking. It's like if they take me to court for like stand up for making saying we're part of a domestic terrorist upon targeting. Okay. Discovery process, demand YouTube to release all my past live streams, okay? And go through that with my lawyer. And then go time of events and show us like Tom Segura is referencing something I said in a recent stream. It's a clear pattern. With like a gas and put down. This looks like a veiled threat and things like this. Okay. So, anyways, the point. Do the Bible Church is on these gang stalking churches. Raffing Gone is not a pastor's talking for the program. How do I get targeted with so-called narcissistic dog whistle abuse tactics? You can Google search it if you see to scratch your head. Like, what does that mean? Search narcissistic dog whistle abuse tactics. And there's an article I found, Medium something is the website it's called, okay? I don't promote going to Spirit Medium, but it's called Medium, okay, the website. And it has an article on narcissistic dog whistle abuse tactics. So go look at that article. Like 1 minute, just glance at it, you can get an idea. So that's how I get targeted online. Where there's YouTubers that are part of the deep state, they're puppet, they're shield, it could be a low level one or high level one. Big or small YouTube channel. Church or just a sold Christian YouTuber. They get put up to talk about so-called narcissist dog abuse tactics. And that's the truth. And it's like, I don't enjoy making videos like this. But it's like I can't help myself but do it. Because I'm reacting to things that happen all the time. They are irking me. I'm being targeted. I'm not supposed to like that, understand? And I channel, I do something politically. I say I fight back, understand? I make videos. So there's people recruited to be so-called flying monkeys, to target me, to target with narcissist overspeech tactics. And in my experience, these people are cowards and delusional, like cult members are. I mean, I've had women in this apartment with me push my buttons and work to bully me. And I could easily fucking dispatch them in 90 seconds or less if I wanted to. Talk about poking the bear on the stuff. See? I'm not joking. I'm not trying to sound tough here. But like, if I'm dealing with like, it says something about how delusional they are, understand? I'm not threatening anything. Because I've had like women in here. I don't care if there's 2 women. I've had women in here. And like frail, out of shape, lanky, mid-aged guys. They are not as capable as I am. It's like they're doing covert bullying tactics. And if I would decide to hurt them, they wouldn't have a chance to leave this apartment unhurt. Understand? If, okay, then. So it shows how delusional brainwashed they are. And I don't know exactly what they told them. It's like, yeah, I don't have to worry about Mike getting mad about you targeting him. He would never dare to try to harm a fly. If he tried, he couldn't, or something like this. Okay? Now, I'm not threatening to get physical with them, but people are bullying others and abusing them in ways that are criminal according to Swedish law too. Okay? When I've had people in here communicating veiled gaslighting, veiled threats, pushing my buttons on purpose, that's illegal according to Swedish law. Okay? So anyway, that's the point. And the reason I'm saying that is because it kind of shows how it's attacking. It's like, yeah, we're not doing anything wrong. So that's one thing that shows that they're wrong. Understand? That what they're doing is, if you look at the Swedish law book, the behavior of the flying monkeys is like, I know that's illegal. Understand? So anyway, that's the point. They're crazy and delusional. Understand? And here's the thing too. Everything's perception management to these people. Which means they will save the most provocative, most angering attacks to like, let's have a woman stroke his arm, because that's something he really hates. And it's supposed to be like, understand, if I react to it and get really mad and like fly off the handle, oh, Mike is like aggressive to the elderly or a woman or something. So it's designed to make me look bad at myself. Okay. So anyway, that's the point. I'm not joking. Okay. That's the point. I've started getting more aggressive with the perps, I'm saying. Meaning it's a new season in my life. And I'm not letting things slide as much. Meaning, it happened one time I was in a room with a perp. And they were working to do like a humiliation ritual. They were communicating a veiled message supposed to make me feel violated. And I was thinking about ending their life right then and there. And I think that they could sense my energy, that I was just, do you understand? I wasn't threatening, I'm not threatening anything. I'm not breaking the law of terms of service by saying this. There was a point in time where I was a person in me, and they were pushing my buttons, working to hurt me, okay, with psychological violence. And I had a thought come to mind, maybe I'd underline this person right now. And I guess they could read my energy, maybe sense that this guy's thinking about underlining right now, or like feel in the energy possibly. And they I get sense like they weren't ready for that, understand? They might have felt maybe surprised and felt like, oh, this guy's a doormat. He's always going to let us get away with. They won't expect me to take your shit, understand? No, there's limits, understand? And sometimes it can be a long time of sowing before you start reaping, understand? And you start getting some of that energy back with interest, possibly. Do you understand? Some people have been sowing for a long time, and just because it's like a lot of times you sow and sow and sow, and then there's a time period before you reap the harvest. Okay, you put a seed in the ground, and there's some time until you reap the harvest. And it's not that everything is right away every time. Understand? Do you understand? I mean, one time I can tell this. I've done dumb things in my life. Okay, the things that I would never do again. Okay, that I would never like to do again. But it's like, as a young man, I one time stole in the store, okay? And I haven't done that since. But it's like, as a young man, it happened once in my early 20s that I stole something in the store. And I didn't do it secretly. I just took it off the shelves and walked out with it like in plain view. I wasn't even trying to hide that I was taking it, okay? I just took it and walked out. And within 2 hours they captured my home myself because I had stolen something. So notice how it wasn't right away, it was a little bit later. I sold an evil deed, and a little bit later the cops show up and there's some consequences. So that's a part of reality. That it's not, and unfortunately, find marks at times because you're not, especially if you're kind of like kind hard at times, or like in your behavior, kind of gentle, and it's like you're trying to be a good Christian in how you respond to things stuff. That only makes it worse sometimes because if you like, oh, it's like the third time I was kind of pushing this guy's buttons, and he didn't get aggressive to me. Okay, I feel like it's not even like getting back at me, just letting me get away with this. Now there's limits, understand? So like little children that are immature have to learn some things. Little children think that it's fun to bully people. They think that's exciting and fun, okay? That's an immaturity. Adults don't think that it's fun to inflict pain upon others. It's called sadistic. That's sadistic. So I want to know this. If you hear I got into a confrontation with somebody, you can count them well on the fact they were abusing me right before I confronted them about it. And I don't care. Remember the perception management. It could be an old lady or two women or one woman or like an elderly man. If there's somebody I confront and get aggressive with verbally, okay, call them out, for example. It's like, scumbag, whatever. And you hear about it. They were a gang stalking perp, understand? Somebody worked for a police worked this all my life, told me psychological warfare, physical warfare for a long time. And I finally had enough, understand? And I put my foot down. Now, no one in this video have been threatening anybody. I have been breaking the terms of service on YouTube or Swedish law. I haven't been threatening anything. It's like something that might sound kind of like, wow, sounds wrong. I said at one time I was in the room with the bully. They pushed my buttons, and I had a thought come to mind that maybe I'm not special now. And I'm just telling you that what I had a thought, understand? That's not illegal, okay? So it would be if I said I was planning to do it or like I'm gonna try to, but I say just tell you. One time I was in a situation where this thought crossed my mind, okay, and I didn't act on it. That's against the terms of service, it's not against the law of the land. So I don't have to tolerate being abused, okay? And perps should be warned, understand? So part of what I do is kind of giving them informed consent. Because I do suspect a lot of perps are not fully in the know about what they're part of. Some of them might have been like deep in the smear campaign, where it's like, yeah, the target is an evil pedo cannibal, and we're working to hurt his feelings and push his balance and attack him. We're working to make him feel bad. And they know that it's like when they get told to say this, that around the dog whistle abuse, it's to make you feel violated and hurt and like mess with and bully this. They know that like they put up to covertly bully you, kind of. That's really, okay, that's really evil. Now, some people that participate in gang stalking, and I'm not trying to give them excuses, but some people that show up in the supermarket in a prep, I can tell that it's like they're part of the gang stalking. They might not know as much as some other perps, okay? They might have been told lies, which is why a big part of what I've been doing, quite well, a part of what I've been doing is start to talk more about like, hey, if you're a person in this city and somebody recruits you, somebody comes to tell you that get this app and okay, be on call and like go to the supermarket, put on a red hat, go to the supermarket and call 3 times as you walk past this guy. It's like that what you're being recruited into is called gang stalking. A program work to destroy a person's life and bully and harass them. And what you're doing is illegal from Swedish law and evil no matter what. Okay, even if they would make it legal, it's still evil. Okay, so if you're a person work for this program, you work for a program, what you're doing is wicked, and you work to target some of the ways that are despicable. Okay, so I'm gonna finish up. Thank God for another day. Thank God for another day. And I want to say this too. I'm not a weak person. I'm stronger than most Christians, I would say, and most men. And we're not talking about bench pressing, okay? That's not the most important thing. I'm not talking about, I can bench press this many pounds. I'm talking about psychological strength, character, discipline, being able to endure hard things. No matter how strong you are, if you're a Christian trying to follow the Bible, okay, in my experience, that just makes them worse. Understand? Because if you're working to follow the scriptures, be long-suffering, meek, charity, suffereth long and is kind, wanting of itself. It's not easy to provoke, think it or you'll do it no evil, see. And it's like they see you, these flying monkeys. Let's say the past caregiver staff work for the program, and I push my buttons in my home. And it's like, I can tell they mess with me. But I'm not easily provoked. I don't fly off the head the first time they push my buttons, okay? It's like I stay calm and kind of understand. Remain kind. Even like the next time they show up, I'm still kind to. Say, hey, how you doing? Welcome. Okay. Do you understand? Despite them having robbed me before. So if you're trying to like follow Bible verses about good Christian behavior, quote unquote, that only makes them worse, it seems. Okay? Because they misperceive as being weak. They think like, oh, the reason that they're not getting angry and like fighting back in tenses because they're scared to or something like this. It's like people have a tendency to assume that you do things for the same reason they do, understand? So a lost person that doesn't know the Bible and don't care about it, they might be like, well, if people mess with me and I didn't fight back, it would be because I was weaker than the person bullying me, because I was scared of fighting back against the person. See? When in reality it could be, if you are Christian, do you understand? Human beings have a tendency to project their own nature onto others. Do you understand? So there are people that are not manipulative, game-playing deceivers like calling people. They're more like to be naive. I mean, a person who's like not a psychopathic, antisocial, narcissistic, whatever type of person, they're more like, oh, I would never do that. And they have like just a intuitive sense that other people wouldn't try that with them, okay? Because they wouldn't try that with others, okay? Do you understand? So human beings have a tendency to project the nature onto others, good or bad. Where it's like, yeah. So, I'm not talking the video, I'm not talking about secret prosecution program. And this program is a war. It's not fun and games, it's a war. I'm gonna go on the back and have a small test the lighter first. I'm not gonna waste my time picking the wrong lighter that doesn't work and then have to go back again. I'm taking check time with all of them on my laptop. Yeah, so anyway. I'll do. I'm going to eat pretty soon. And I almost miscounted. I was gonna say that, so it ends up being 2 minutes today. So. Now, the last time I ate was yesterday before midnight. So today's a new day. Just because I didn't sleep doesn't mean that the day didn't change. Okay? Yeah. So anyway, also part of what has to keep it together, and all these years is having things like in the back of my head, like subconsciously. It's like the conscious mind, things that you think about in times of nothing happening, like stuff, that becomes kind of part of the subconscious mind and can change how you operate kind of automatically later on. That's the point. Just having things that's like I'm thinking about, I'd like to be able to get this done on set. Do you understand? It's like having a sense of unfinished business has helped me to knock open this kind of stuff. I mean, it's like I feel like I'd like to make more videos on this topic. Understand? So that's actually one of the things that happened after I got DORV into the psych ward. And DORV is an acronym, stands for Deny, Attack, Reverse Victim Offender. Where it's like if you're being targeted with stuff and you speak out about it, they can work to paint you as a problem. Okay. So I've been targeted with gang stalking for more than a decade in intense, evil ways. Understand? It's like provocations, harassment, abuse, all kinds of ways. Gang stalking is a program that targets you in all kinds of wicked ways. Okay, and I've been talking for a decade, and I have yet to attack on a person physically. Do you understand? It's like trying to get even physically with them. Okay, not like in the heat of the moment or like long-term calculated. So what I've been doing, that do you understand? It's like what is the secret to success? Understand? Part of it is going to be I'm a Christian. Understand? It's going to be part of it. Secondly, maybe about as big part of like charity self-belonging, kind of whatnot itself is that easy provoked. Do good to them that persecute you, bless and curse not. Do you understand? Meaning having these scriptures influences how I act. Okay, so it's like having these scriptures in my brain influences how I act in life. Okay, even do you understand? So this Bible verse is about do good to those that persecute you, bless and curse not. Okay, and things like this. Dearly beloved, do not avenge yourselves, but rather give place unto wrath, for it is written, I will repay, saith the Lord. Do you understand? So as a Christian, there's been many times where I've been in the room with a flying monkey, working to provoke me, push my buttons, and abuse me, and make me feel really violated and like threatened and whatever, very covertly. Okay? Mess with me for the gang stalking program. And I would have the ability to hurt them, understand? Meaning, what decides if they would leave the room unscathed or not is me, understand? Meaning, do you understand? There's been many situations like that. Where it's like, if I decide that this person not can leave on here unharmed, then not leaving here unharmed. And it's not to always delusional, understand? It's like crazy. It makes sense if I explain the circumstance. Anyway, here's the point. So part of it is obviously we haven't read the Bible a lot. It's going to influence my behavior. But this verse about dearly beloved. Okay, now what does dearly beloved mean? A little bit of Bible teaching here, Bible study. In that context, I'm referencing the Bible passage. Dearly beloved. Beloved in this context means saved person. Okay, so people that have been saved are the beloved. They're accepted the beloved. Okay, and are referred to as beloved in the Bible. Do not avenge yourself, okay, but rather give place unto wrath, for it is written, I will repay, saith the Lord. I will repay. Which means, there's been times in my life where I've been in the room flying monkey, I've been provoked by them, and if I would decide that not leaving the room unharmed, they wouldn't have a chance to leave the room unharmed. And I could argue for that if I gave the details, and it wouldn't be like, well, this guy's crazy and delusional. Do you understand? I mean, okay. So that's the point. But I haven't got even. So this Bible is saying, dear about, do not avenge yourselves. So it's like, this person just did something wrong to me, and I have the ability to pay him back. Understand? This person just hurt me, started targeting me with psychological warfare for a program that's what they taught me physically, that's warfare. And I have the option right now to give them inflicted consequences. Okay? What would that be? Avenging myself. Now, it could be already be self-defense. Okay? And even according to Swedish law, it's like I was refreshed, I look at that. I would have the right to get physical with them. This is something showed up, I don't know, it was an article, and refreshed my memory, that knowing what I've been subjected to, that it's illegal, how illegal it is, there's actually a law that if somebody targets you, that is committing a crime against you, that could give more than 1 year in prison in the Swedish law book, you have the right to physically restrain them and use force to restrain them and make the citizens rest on. Understand? Okay? And some of the behavior that I've seen by these fire monkeys is include like women that are, do you understand? Like people are kind of physically frail and out of shape. So in my home behind closed doors, it's been criminal in a way that I know that you can get more than a year for that. It can even be like minimum a year for somebody in prison. Which means I would have the right to get hands on with them and physically restrain them. In varselgripande. För my interpretation law. Now, Bible law for sometimes. So it's not just, it's like, there would be like self-defense and justice and not just vengeance if you get hands on. So it'd be like legal ways to get physical with them if they do certain things to me. So anyway, here's the point. Dearly beloved, do not avenge yourselves, okay? But rather give place unto wrath. Whose wrath? I read that as God's wrath, okay? For it is written, I will repay, saith the Lord. See? So if I'm going to boil down, but I mean, I'm not going to play small. I've been taught for more than a decade in intense ways, in very provoking ways that have really affected me negatively. And I have yet to get physical with another person, understand? I have yet to attack another physically. I have yet to try to hurt them physically, okay? And I can get into two different ways. There's times where you can have heat or the passion, where you're feeling really rage in yourself right now, and you're having to hold back a gravitational pull of pulling back, whatever. It's like you have to hold back because you feel like you feel really enraged. Okay, that's the feeling. I don't have to always explain what enraged means. Okay, you get a dictionary if you know what it is. If I would have ended up in those situations, getting physical with them, possibly it could be argued that I avenged myself. I got back at the person who wronged me. I paid them back, understand? Okay. Now there's also another way to get back at people, and that's like you feel enraged in the moment, but it's unwise to act in the moment, and you can wait. Do you understand? Where it's like it could be somebody bullying right now, and you feel enraged, but it's like you're not dumb. So it's like you're like, this is not the right time and place to get even with them. There's a better way to get even with them later on that is less bad for me and more bad for them, understand? Okay? And the things like this. Now, either of those ways have I been trying to get even with them, is my point. Okay? I mean, it's not like, oh, these people are messing with me. Let's sit down and make a plan on how to get even with them, and like first do this and like long time like cold calculator. Not in that way having worked even with them, in the physical, and not in like heated moment, like right when I'm being bullied, like I'm getting physical with them, hitting back, understand? So for more than 10 years I've been told with this. Here's my wife here. Honey, can we talk at night? Yes, we can. If I'm still awake then. If I'm not falling asleep, then no. Okay. I will call you in free time now. Okay. For me, it's always free time. Okay. For me, I'm always free. Even if I'm working, I'm still free. But this that in the poetical sense. Okay. So, in metaphysical, in the poetical sense, in the spiritual sense of the word. Okay. So it's like what else I support? Love you. Yeah, I love you too, honey. Okay. This is my babe, understand? She's about she's how cute she is. She's 153 centimeters tall or short. Okay. 153. She's a little pint size midget. Okay. She's basically a midget. Okay. She's basically a midget. Okay. First time I saw her, I thought it was a midget with Down syndrome, but I realized no, it's a tiny lady. So, okay. So it's like, what, that's a joke. Okay. So anyway, support. Yeah, be careful with the joke because it's the language space. Sometimes you can tell that you're making jokes and they think you're actually insulting. They don't want to do something good. So here's the point. Yeah, so my point is this. I'm working towards a point here, okay? Kind of slow mo, beat around the burning bush a little bit. And the thing is this. And I made the sick of it, okay? So I say it's the point. Being pricked with it, okay? Writing rap songs all day long. Well, it's nothing. Yeah, so it's like if I got the ball down, so it's like I arrive here, I can speak verbal commentary, understand? Because I'm there are other toddlers out there. There are other toddlers, there are other people dealing with intense things, okay? And I'm a person that has been dealing with super intense provocation, psychological warfare, abuse of all kinds, and have succeeded in not getting locked up in prison or a psych ward long term by being affected to a point that I end up reacting to it in a way where they can get institutionalized with kind of person I really. Okay. And we are well, the guy was acting nuts. And it's like, but we're not going to deal with the topic of what was 10 years people working to make him go nuts. But let's try hard to make him go nuts. Okay. And they succeeded in that. Understand? With that long-term provocation of the criminal type. So anyway, it's a point. So obviously there's something that I am, have been doing, am, that has led to success in being able to deal with extreme psychological, physical targeting without lashing out and reacting in a way where I would lose my freedom, understand? And it's the thing too. Part of it is going to be reading the Bible and saying my prayers and things like this. Okay. Now, another part of it will be that I have things that I look forward to and a sense of unfinished business. Okay. Meaning, it's like there's videos that I would like to get done. That if I lose my shit on the 5 mic right now, I get locked up tonight. There's many videos that I can't make then. And I can feel I have a lot of videos in the backlog. Like a sense of unfinished business. Do you understand? I'm a person that has like tortured, it's like if you dip your toe into kind of like masculinity, like David Goggins and like Jocko Willink type YouTubers, you know about it. With like there's people that, and Jordan Peterson, where it's like if you have potential and ability, there's a part of you that will like torture you about you not working to actualize it. That's people that by experience. Meaning, there's a lot of times where I feel like it's like I could accomplish great things. I have not accomplished as great things as I know that I could yet. Okay. And I feel like I can't. I have to get going. I have to start moving. I have to start working to get things done. I know that I can get good things done, and there's a lot of good things done that I have yet to do. Understand? And I have to get working to get them done. Understand? So And I understand that there's some people that don't have a lot of potential, and they have gotten to a point where they're kind of given up on themselves, where they're not even trying. It's like they're comfortable in being a loser. Understand? They're comfortable in not being great or doing great things. Okay, and that's a worse thing than having great potential and being bothered by you haven't fully actualized it yet. Understand? Okay, so anyways, the point. Yeah, so some of the things that I've been doing, their work is being a Christian. Okay, reading the Bible, say my prayers, and then also having things to look forward to, and things that I feel like I haven't gotten them done yet, and I'd like to do them more. Here's a person gonna get blocked for being annoying. It's one of these that are annoying people that get blocked. So now I will say this: I have made it more than 10 years without losing my crap. Okay, and really getting. Now I will tell you this: there's been a seasonal change. I started getting more aggressive. Okay, I've started getting more aggressive with the gang stalking, and some things if a TI. I do believe that tornadoes need to listen to me, and that I can help out tornadoes. I know that I can. I do believe I'm the most valuable tornado coach, or whatever I call it online. They're the most valuable person with TS to listen to. Now here's the point. Some things I do as I say, not as I do. Okay. There's some things. I mean, I wouldn't even recommend to have a strong video. Most real TIs are cowards and they're scared. That's why they have anonymity, and they don't make videos because they're scared that one's gonna take them out. It's like they're gonna take me out if I start making videos about this. I'm gonna get hurt if I do. I started making videos. I've been hurt. Okay. See. That's the point. There's a level I won't get to, okay? So I might criticize how TS are too weak and cowardly, and they don't care enough about the truth that they would have found me by now, and then be asked my advice. Understand? And it's English. But I'm not gonna I'm not gonna tell targets. It's like, don't be a pussy. You need to do what I do. Make a YouTube channel. Start working to get the word about gang stalking any way you can. Get a TikTok, a Rumble, Instagram, a YouTube channel, and start streaming, making videos. Get word about gang stalking. I don't recommend that. Like, I don't go like, if you're a TI watching this, start working to expose this. Start streaming, making videos. I don't feel comfortable saying that just generally. Why? Because most TIs don't know the truth about gang stalking to a level where they can be effective on the battlefield in the info war. Meaning most TIs are believing untruths about the targeting. That if they started working to get the word about it, they'd be helping to discredit and cover it up and spreading this info because they have been deceived into believing lies about the gang stalking. But there's going to be at least one disinfo thing that they've been brainwashed into believing. It's like they watched Catching Water videos of Scott Snitzer, this and that person, the TI community. And at least one of these lies have like kind of rubbed off of them. And it's like, yeah, they are, they think that they are being attacked with EMF weapons from cell phone towers, something like this. Okay. Now, if they would start working to get the word out, they'd be out here, yeah, EMF weapons are attacked tornadoes. They'd be helping to cover up gang stalking. So their efforts to be trying to expose gang stalking would be helping the gang stalking to continue. Okay, they'd be helping to cover it up. Like an unpaid crazy talker. Okay. Now, most people are crazy talking and talk like that. They're fake videos doing it on purpose, I would say. They're taking orders to be put up to do that. And it'd be very rare that a real TI would be out here on YouTube and they're like crazy talking like the fakes do. Okay. So, now, if a person will tell me, hey Mike, I want to start live streaming and do what you did, get the word about gang stalking, okay? I'd be like, well, you should get saved first, become a Christian, okay? So that you're help proof. You don't have to worry about what the hell. and you can not be afraid of dying anymore. You can have peace, and it's like whatever. If I die in this fight, I go to heaven, and you don't have to have debilitating fear all the time. Where it's like things get hard and dangerous, and then you're like crippled by fear about it. Because you're a Christian, you're not going to heaven. Okay. Um, and it's like these other things too. Like you need to be taking supplements to make yourself less vulnerable to physical attacks, like poisonous and this. A lot of kids are unlikely to survive a Dorkan attack, like a SAHA Dorkan attack, because they're not dressed and equipped internally and externally to be able to deal with that. So that's the point. Yeah, it's like I knew when I started speaking out, I was expecting I would get harder, and that they might take me out, or try to. But I kept doing it, okay. And it just how it is. In World War II, it's not, so it's like, I wouldn't give myself an excuse, but it's like, well, it's dangerous to persist this and I might get hurt. In World War II, when the Allies were fighting the Nazis, I'm a Christian, I'm a saved man, so. In World War II, most Allied soldiers, American soldiers, were not Christians, they were lost, saved. Okay, so they had every reason to fear death, okay, being lost, and if they die in the war, they go to hell in like a fire. Now still, it's like they didn't join to fight the Nazis under false promise. There's like 100% you'll be safe, you won't get injured, you won't lose your life. Uncle Sam guarantees it, okay? It's like you sign up paper, it's like, it's not that every person in World War II that fought the Nazis was doing so because they were certain that they won't get physically injured, maimed, or lose their life. Okay, it's like, okay, so since I'm 100% sure I won't get physically hurt or lose my life fighting the Nazis, I'm going to start fighting Nazis and I sign up for Uncle Sam, fight the Nazis in World War II. No. It's like they knew there's a risk one. Okay. So, I've had great success despite this gang stalking program. Accomplishing major goals. I've improved my mental physical health. Just staying in shape despite everything I've been going through is extraordinary. I'm in better shape than the average Christian and the average man is. And I'm more energetic and capable mentally and physically I have been. Performing at a high level. The average person couldn't match my performance, like hours spent live stream per day. Most people couldn't even be as energetic in a video for 3 minutes as I am for like 12 hours per day in live stream, ranting and teaching what else I'm doing, exercising. So just being staying in shape and being as high performing as I am, despite the target, is remarkable. And just staying alive in itself. So my point is this. I'm not as, people shouldn't count on me being as friendly and nice and forbearing as I have been. I've started getting more aggressive against the perps, the gang stalkers. And since they've been escalating over time, the targeting, I've been escalating my defense, okay, standing up for myself more. It's led to that. And they should not be surprised if I have a stronger reaction, meaning, yeah, I've gotten more aggressive over time against the perps. I got more aggressive against them. And more aggressive doesn't mean breaking the law. Because more aggressive means maybe before I'll be ignoring it. And ignoring it more of the time. And people are bullying me and targeting me. And I've gotten into stand up for myself more and even like play around with the idea of standing up for myself even more in certain ways when around the purposes and so it's like I've gotten into it's like less of how you stop right. So I'm a gangster target video, so people are recruited to target me, stalk me, harass me, push my buttons. I gotta finish up. My name is Mike SAHA. I was born 1999. I live in Oxford, Sweden. I've been taught for more than a decade with gang stalk target videos. Gang stalk is real. And gang stalk is a secret persecution program. And there's several Christian ministers participate in this. And it's like, what is part of the targeting? People get recruited to be so-called flying monkeys to target with narcissistic overspeed tactics. So it could be anything from caregiving staff, service people come to clean with me, or a social worker, or a cab driver, or a police officer, or an average Joe, okay? There's no fixed type of person that you can know that's like the program will only use this type of people to target you. In general, you can count on any person that you frequently interact with. They're gonna try to recruit them to target you. And here's another thing. If they can't get those close to you to participate in targeting, they will work to try to get to those close to you. Meaning it's like if your sister is single, they might send a guy, work to get your sister involved romantically with a boyfriend who's a perp. So that if you go to your sister's house for coffee, they have an agent there that can target you when you're visiting family, okay? With psychological warfare abuse, that normally do. Or be told to put some chemical in your shoes when you're in the bathroom or something. Understand? It's like, do you understand? You need something unattended. They can be told. They can be put up to do the type of stuff that the program puts up fine monkeys to do for the program. Ranging from psychological targeting to covert physical targeting. So anyway, 52 minutes. Run this off for an hour. I'm gonna eat. Here's another thing that has enraged me. When I have some flying monkeys, or even like some people might have flying monkeys, it's like insult injury. When it's like, there's a lot of talk about how the perps, if you research this, the perps think that it's fun. Some of the perps think it's exciting and fun and look at like entertainment to participate in targeting. Okay, so that would be a really sick person. So if you think that it's fun to bully people, you're a sadist and you're sadistic. If you think that it's fun to pick on people, mess with people, being a toxic piece of shit, you're a toxic person. And I control how fun it is for you. In a lot of situations, it's like if I get the sense that it's like, oh, it's one of these people that I've heard about that they think that it's fun to be a secret agent and work to push my buttons around me, so it is. Then it's like, okay, I can make it stop being fun for you really quick, understand? So what's the point? Another thing that the program will, haters and the gang stalkers will say is like, oh, Mike, you're being sensitive. It's like all inversions and lies. Because the truth is I'm a strong average person. I'm tough and more resilient. I've gone through things that have hardened me and I'm stronger mentally and physically average person. It's like, oh, we need to do inversions, lies. It's like, oh, Mike is weak, okay? Because the other side is like, oh, just push your buttons. Oh, it's so easy to make you angry by push your buttons, okay? That's not a sign of weakness, as I'm concerned. You're not supposed to be comfortable with people being abusive to you. You're not supposed to, it's like, oh, it's so easy to push your buttons. So it's like, it's so easy to get you mad by push your buttons, okay? As if they try gaslight. And I've had interactions with clients like this. They look at this like insinuating. It's like, oh yeah, oh, the button pushes make you mad, and it's this like means you're weak. It's like it just push your buttons make you mad. So, okay, no, I'm not weak. Understand? It's not a sign of strength to be a weak doormat who feels okay with people messing with him. Okay, and the Christians that are part of this point, they wouldn't survive a year while they're going through, most likely, because they're weak, understand? They're not as strong as I am. They're not built by God to be able to endure this for as many years as I've been. They're not built for that. They're not cut out of that cloth. They couldn't handle this. So I'm gonna finish up, cut this off around an hour, and gang stalk is real, and it's if history goes on, it's just a matter of time until there's a lot more people that have woken up to it. And one of the things that logically makes sense is the number of participants, understand? There is a vulnerability, a chink in the armor of like keeping this exposed. It's like a smear campaign that overinflates, and it can like collapse on itself. Do you understand? So since there's so many hundreds of people that have participated in gang stalking, that is like a risk factor from the police perspective of the truth getting out. Because targets and me, I've been speaking out for years about, it's like part of the target is people get recruited. They have like a Bluetooth earpiece or a phone. They somehow got recruited by somebody. They get sent to the supermarket when they're shopping. And they get told to act, say, do in certain ways. They might even have in real time a hand that is an earplug, okay? Don't get paranoid. Like in an earpiece. Be like, okay, go to the left. Okay, now go to the cheese aisle. Okay, stop there, stand there. Okay. And it's like scratch your body. Like I say, okay. It's like these people have been told to put on a certain attire and go to this place. Okay. There's people that have been told by someone to put on this cloth, go here, say this, do that around this person. And there's so many people that have done that there's a risk of this getting exposed, okay? There's a saying that two men can keep a secret if one of them is dead or something like this, okay? So if you have hundreds of people, this is my problem. In this city, there's been hundreds, if not thousands, plural, of people throughout the years I lived in the city that I've seen in the supermarket that they definitely work for the program. They've been put up, they've been coordinated. It's a coordinated effort. This person has been sent here because I'm here right now. And that person that's being used by the program to wear this, say this, do that, okay? And there's so many people throughout the years that there's gonna be thousands of Swedish people that know that they've been sent to supermarket. Somebody told them put on a t-shirt with a clown face on it or a skull on it. And it's like, when you walk past this person cough 3 times or something like this. And it's gonna have been hundreds, thousands of people in Sweden that have been told things like this. And if they get the real side, this target I talked about, there's something called gang stalking on videos. That it's called gang stalking because part of this program work to abuse and bully stalk somebody is people being recruited and told to put on a certain outfit, a certain hat. It could be something simple as put on a red hat, go to the supermarket, this supermarket this time, or like get in a car and honk your horn 3 times as you pass this apartment complex. And this is gang stalking, understand? Which means they might not have been told every participant, about, yeah, you've been recruited to participate in the criminal evil persecution called gang stalking, okay? To work to abuse and make a person feel bullied and violated, okay? But that is the truth, and I'm speaking that truth on YouTube and on TSN. Which means there's a risk that these people find a person say, oh, I've been participating in gang stalking. They'd be like, oh, I've been part of that. See, it's like, I got, so it's like, I'm not looking to make it sound like I'm giving excuse for the program, like, oh, they're innocent, they just got deceived into participating in this program. There's definitely several people that are like cult members that are like part of they're in the program and they know it's like, yeah, we're doing things to mess with them, make them feel abused and hurt and bullied and we gaslight and we mess. They know that they're doing things to make you feel bad, understand? To provoke you and hurt you and mess with you. And they got in touch with a smear campaign and say, yeah, the person is evil and then this is for this. I think it's cute that this sick bastard loser in the chat thought that they were gonna be able to leave some comments and not get blocked, okay? And notice how one of these people came in here. Oh, you're schizophrenic. No. When I got Darwin into psych ward, the psychologists are experts in detecting and diagnosing schizophrenia. They didn't say I'm schizophrenic, okay? Say, oh, you're schizophrenic. Say, somebody came to the room. Blank account. What I've been saying, these people are paid to show up in my chat when I'm getting worried about this and go insinuate, like this guy's crazy, and it can be an insinuation with in question, oh, how crazy are you? Oh, you're schizophrenic, or perception management. No, I'm not. And when I got over into psych ward for speaking out about the target and reacting to it, the psychologist in psych ward didn't say that I'm paranoid schizophrenic, okay, or psychotic, or having paranoid delusions, okay. See, so when I went to psych ward, psychologists, they understand that is two good things that came out of being delivered to psych ward, is that the lies that I'm on drugs, like people like you come into my chat asking if I'm on crack or meth or saying that I'm on crack, stop doing meth, you're a crack head, stop doing meth, crack, and all things like this. That has been disproven, because when I suddenly surprised got taken to a psych ward, I had to give a urine sample upon arrival, shortly after arrival. No signs of drugs in my system. Checked for every drug known to man, every illicit drug. They check and there's no signs of it, understand? If I've been a drug addict all the time, so I'm streaming live on YouTube like this, if you saw the cop shop, if you saw a piece of capital, would there be signs of drugs in my system if I was a drug addict, understand? So that's a common type of discrediting them with drugs. Discrediting the value, okay? Or you're schizophrenic. Okay, when I went to psych ward and saw psychologists, they didn't say that they didn't say that I'm crazy. They ended up around psychiatrists in a psych ward, where people that might actually end up there for being really schizophrenic or this or that. They didn't say that they saw signs of schizophrenia. They didn't say that this guy needs to be kept on hold because he's psychotic and paranoid schizophrenic and all this bad. So, no, I'm not schizophrenic, you pathetic freak. You gotta get blocked. But it's a desperate attempt, because the deep state and the flying monkeys, they're afraid of people waking up and believing me on the cell. There's a desperate attempt consistently to discredit my testimony, being a whistleblower, to attack my credibility by statements, insinuations that I'm on drugs, I'm a paranoid schizophrenic, I'm this type of crazy person, that type of crazy person. And I'm disgusted with that. Here's another thing. You can't get in my head, understand? this program can't get in my head, but I need to find monkeys to feel like I'm controllable. It's like they're so deceived. The only reason that I haven't attacked on the flying monkeys physically and hurt them bad is because I didn't want to, you understand? Okay? But I can tell, and I'm gonna address this. One of the like sickest things is like, because I'm a Christian from the Bible, okay? You know what I'm saying? It's like, I've been enduring with long suffering, being like an example of meekness and self-control and temperance and long suffering. But they'd be like, oh no, it's a weakness, I don't understand. So it's like, I can tell that the program had top flying monkeys. It's like, oh yeah. It's like, it's like a level it's like on a dress. It's like the program would communicate about flying monkeys. It's like the program would be bullying me and messing with me. And then it's like, oh, I'm doing something. It's like the program is like, oh, this is not good. We lose control of the narrative, the mic is safe to fuck with, understand. We lose control of the narrative, the mic is an easy guy to bully and safe to fuck with. Because you got a delusion of flying monkeys to target his own home with covert narcissistic abuse, okay? And veiled threats and button push on purpose to violate him, things like this. And we're starting to lose control of the narrative. We needed to get people to feel like it's safe to do so, okay? And there's certain things that people are witnessing around Mike that is like kind of threading the false narrative that Mike is like a safe guy to bully, a weak, safe guy to bully. And then they would like to respond to that, okay? It doesn't have to be me trying to do that, but I can just analyze and tell, understand? Do you understand? It'll be like this. I'm talking about, I make a stream, I talk about, it's like bullying is not good, and sometimes people get bullied. They fight back physically against the bullies, okay? They confront them, escalate into physical altercation, and that's a really bad thing. And it's just, I might be doing comments on the video and watch, but it's like that one, okay? Program comes back and be like, we need to send a flight to his chat, okay? Well, if you fought back against the bullies, if you fought back against the bullies, you wouldn't have a chance, okay? You wouldn't have a chance. We would overpower you or something like this. We would overpower you, okay? Maybe they talk about the perps in the supermarket, like a group of 10 perps that are harassing me. And, yeah. It's instead of work, I had to go to something else. Okay, maybe something else, something similar. It's like the false narrative is threatened by truth, okay? That we feel like the false narrative is in danger now. Of like, the perps might, okay? It's like we got this perp deceived into feeling like it's safe to mess with Mike, understand? And the only reason it has been is because I let it be, understand? The only reason it has been is because I've let it be. But it's like, no, the reason he hasn't gotten physical with you and like let you get away with bullying him several times in his own home or something that says example. It's because he's scared of you and he would never, it's like basically he couldn't harm a fly if he tried to, and he would never dare to try, basically. That's what it boils down to. A big part of the, I know that, reverse engineer what to tell the perps, and like perception management. They got in the perp, some of them, to be like, yeah, Mike would never dare to try to harm a fly, and if he tried, he wouldn't be able to. Okay. And it might even be somebody coming to my chat and saying something clearly like, yeah, Mike, if you would fight the perps, you wouldn't have a chance or something like this. And I'm thinking, because last time I had two perps around me, was that, oh, it's like a woman or two, or maybe it's like something like that, or it's like a lanky, frail, middle-aged man who's like unathletic and not, do you understand? It's like not really a UFC fighter. He's not built like a UFC fighter or looking like he is. It's like this is an angle that it's like I haven't been thinking and talked about this enough maybe to maybe lay it out entirely, like completely this video. But the point is this. The truth is that it's not safe to bully me, okay? And I don't have to make criminal threats for that to be true, you understand? Totally for that. Because if you engage in criminal activities, there's a risk of legal consequences, period, okay? So that is, based off of that alone, I don't have to argue anything else that provide further proof of my argument, okay? More things, additional points. Just the fact that engaging in criminal behavior means by default that they are risking consequences of a legal kind, okay? See, they're doing something illegal, and if you're doing something illegal, you're risking consequences, okay? If you steal a lollipop, you're risking being taken by a car for shoplifting, okay? Even if it's just a lollipop. And you're also risking, I'm not joking, you're also risking physical consequences. Meaning, if I would break into somebody's house, the homeowner would have a right to physically restrain me, to make a citizen arrest on me. And if I'd be resisting attempts to citizen arrest me, that would make him able to use more force, according to Swedish law. Okay. Do you understand? So, it's not safe for the bullies, the gang stalkers, that are part of a gang stalking coordinated effort to target a person. It's not safe for them to do so. Okay. They are risking consequences. Definitely. And I don't have to argue this too much because it's like, it's so hard to argue for why it's dangerous to bully people without kind of playing into the hand of people that are looking to have you sound like you're dangerous and threatening or something like that. So here's the point. It's not safe to bully people. And I don't believe it should be. I don't. And another consequence of the risk is just being exposed, okay, as a gaslighter, based off of like target stalking the purpose. They risk being exposed as a gang stalker, a person that's like a secret agent that's worked to stalk somebody and bully them. They risk being exposed as a bullying people, and people don't like to be exposed as a bully, okay? Most people don't like to be viewed by society as a coward bully, understand? See? And that is what they are. Do you understand? The people work for this program are coward bullies. They're people that have to be 10 people in the supermarket when I go shopping. I'm not joking. And since that's the truth that they're coward bullies, okay? Because unlike the program that talks gaslight lies and everything is resting things, that's the truth, okay? They are acting cowardly. They are cowardly bullies. Because how do bullies operate? The gang stalkers are bullies. How do bullies operate? They only pick on people if they have numerical superiority. That's classical bullying. A group of people being a group to pick on one person. Okay, that's cowardly. That's cowardly. And what is the gang stalker program? They have groups of people pick on a person, and they know they are a lot of. Meaning part of getting them to feel comfortable in bullying someone like me in the supermarket is having told them, yeah, there's other guys on your team in the supermarket. We have at least 5 people in there with Bluetooth earpieces ready to come to your aid if you get confronted as a bully and things escalate or something like this. And that's part of how they get these people to participate in bullying. Okay? So that's another consequence that they feel, being exposed as bullies. There's ego damage, understand? It's like they don't like that they are bullied, understand? Do you understand? And they risk being exposed as bullies. Or at best, dumb dudes who's like easily deceived into ending up hurting people. Okay? Like bullying an autistic person who's a Christian based off of lies, okay? That's a bad look, you understand? Do you understand? So, the gang stalking program, they are bullies, meaning when I go to the supermarket, every time I go to the supermarket, there's gonna be a group of people in the supermarket that are they're picking on it. How do I get told in the supermarket? It's called narcissistic dog abuse tactics, meaning you are narcissistically abused in ways that are hard to detect by other people in the store. So that you, the target of the abuse in the store, can tell that that person is one of these people, that person is one of these people, and they're here messing with you, okay? And they can be covert messaging, okay? I can explain it to you, and they don't like me explaining things, okay? How can I notice that I'm being messaged by a perp, that somebody that's sending this sort of message? The program uses SEAM. So let's say the one's using as a SEAM in the harassment for years. That perps get told to wear something skull. They use the skull, like a skull as a harassment symbol, okay? Perps come to my channel, right? And I've noticed at a point in time, it's like, oh, it's like a new theme in the program. Now, a lot of times, the perps are presenting my chat, like, and the behavior shows that it's cyberstalker, okay? All these people get sent to my channel to target me. And it's like they have a profile picture of like a skull and crossbones, like a skull. And then they get blocked. There's another person sat next to go live on TikTok, and they bite stolen marks or something. And the words that they bite show they're getting soccer. It's like you're a Nephilim or something. It could be like a scene in the problem. Okay. I like the timing and the different things that will make you certain that this guy is this person's target. So over time it becomes clear to the target because the program wants it to become clear. They say, oh, this is a harassment theme. It's like they're using the skull symbol as a visual theme to harass me, okay? So I can explain it to you. Meaning, let's say someone comes into my chat right now and they write a comment that is referencing a recent private activity that only the gangster knows because they're spying on me through my phone and my electronics listening to me. It's like they're referencing something in the comments that I said on the phone 36 minutes ago or something like this. That before I went live here, okay? Let's say I went live, I called someone on the phone like, Grandma, hey, how do you do, Grandma? Well, I'm worried about my cat, it's sick and puking, something like this. Okay, see you later, Grandma. Okay. And then I go live on YouTube after having a phone with Grandma. And then somebody comes in here and writes, you're so ugly, Mike, you look like a cat that's puking all the time or something like this, okay? And that's like a reference to a line, do you understand? Something that I said on the phone, okay? That's one of the target tactics. So notice how that's proof that there's a way to target people where I can notice that I'm being targeted by a person that other people can't tell, thereby making me appear paranoid to a lot of people if I point it out. Do you understand? If that's a pattern, established pattern, you've been a gangster target for 10 plus years. And that's always been a tactic used by the program. Having flying monkeys reference personal conversations and activities, your private life. Okay? That is a way that you can know that a person leaving comments in your chat is a gang stalker, a cyber stalker sent here by the program to target the psychological abuse for the program. Okay? So, if I call my grandma on the phone, and this is hypothetical, okay? And I talk to her, I go, how you doing? Well, I'm worried about my cat. It's been vomiting all night and it's sick, okay? And I go, I'm sorry to hear about this. I gotta go live on YouTube for this. I go on YouTube. And it's a person up in chat. Nobody's told this person, he's crazy. Okay, and I go, you're a freak gang stalker. The next comment is, you look ugly like a cat that just can't stop puking or something like this. Okay. It's like 36 minutes before that I was on the phone with Grandma, and she said she's worried about her cat, sick and puking all the time. Okay? Do you understand? And if that would have happened just one time in your life, it could be a coincidence. But if it's a pattern of your life, that this is a way that you're consistently harassed by the program. Flying monkeys is called directed conversation, directed speech. Flying monkeys will be put up to make references to recent personal activities. Okay? Phone calls, things you watch on a computer, doesn't have to be something bad. I mean, it could just be you watch a YouTube video, okay? You're being spied on. You watch a YouTube video, how to hand knit sweaters. And then it's like you go live 15 minutes later, someone goes, can you teach me how to hand knit sweaters? As a comment. See? And it's become part of your life. You learn this is you're being spied on by the program. Meaning they look at your YouTube watch history, what videos you watch on YouTube, and then to make you feel harassed, they just have Michael come in and reference something that you watched a YouTube video recently. And it doesn't have to be something that's like shameful or wrong that you're watching, weird. It's just constantly being reminded that these evil people are predators are like watch every move, like the police. Every step they watch every move, they listen to phone calls. You have no privacy. They violate your privacy. They listen to everything you're watching it. Okay? And it's just a way to let them know that, yeah, we work, this is a fine market here. Abuse you right now in the chat for the program again. See? So, if a person did that, it's like something like that, they write a comment as a reference to something recent in private, okay? And that's a target type. They don't like that makes sense of this. Because notice how that's possible and it's not impossible. And it's not, I got chips in my brain, that's how I'm harassed. It's not that, okay? So, how can I get harassed? And this works for most dumb people, okay? The perception management. Where it's like, program sends a gang stalker into my chat, cyber stalker. To go like, you look ugly and you look like a cat that's been out puking all life for this. And that's what people see. This looks like a person writing a weird attack comment, okay, insult. But I know that it's a cyber stalker because before going live, I talked to grandma on the phone. How you doing, grandma? And she goes, I'm worried about my cat. It's been out puking all night. It's sick and puking all night. It's been out puking all night. Okay, see. And an hour later, I go live on YouTube and a person shows up in the chat attacking me, which is generally a pattern that cyberstalkers send to find markets to attack me in the chat. Overtly or covertly. And it's like a comment. It's like, you look sick like a cat. It's been out puking all night. Have you been out puking all night? You look sick as a cat. Or dog. See? It could be like that. See? It's like, oh, okay, the refs and reason for their cyber stalker. The one is people that a fly market that will get told to reference things I've said on the phone or I've done in private. So they will let you know they're a fly monkey work for the program. Now, if you look at the profile picture and it's like a skull, understand, like a black background with like a white skull, like a pirate flag, okay? Now you're gonna notice that, okay? And you're more likely to pay extra attention to this. It's like I read and worked up and kind of adrenalized by it. So you know, it's like, oh, they had a skull. Maybe take a screenshot and look at it later. It's like, oh, what the person's channel looks like. The person was against stalker harassment. Had a skull as a profile picture. Next thing you go live. And there's another person shows up. Another person harassing you. And if you click go to channel, okay, like check out how long would they make. It's the one that account that was made yesterday to harass me. I don't. You go to account and have like playlist. And like top of the playlist is a video with a thumbnail or a pirate flag on it. And it's like the skull, okay? And now this becomes a repeating pattern. Where they're consistently getting harassed by fly monkeys and they will have the visual of a skull associated with the account. On the account, in the playlist, in a video thumbnail, okay? And next time I go outside to smoke on the balcony, there's a person that walks out and walks past my balcony that I already know is a neighborhood gang stalking person that does directed conversation, knows harassment, and same time into exit tactics. Meaning they want these people to get sent out to walk past my balcony when I have a smoke repeatedly. And sometimes use trigger words around it. Okay? And it's like I look at and they're wearing a t-shirt with a skull on it. See? And now it's like, it's become clear now. In just one day, they say, oh, this is a new pattern. This is a new theme in the targeting. The program has started using the skull as a harassment team, a visual. Where they have a flying monkeys, show up where I am, use the word skull, I have a profile picture word skull. Do you understand? So, next time I go to the supermarket to do shopping, they can have a guy stand at the entrance smoking. They got sent at a right time and wearing a t-shirt with a skull on. And that could be enough to be like, that could be one of these people. You go into the store, he goes into the store, you see him again. And then he's using a certain word in a fake phone call or to somebody talking in the store. That's a trigger word, that direct conversation. And now it becomes clear, yeah, that is a gang stalker. Okay, see. So this is how subtle you can get targeted. This is how subtle you can get targeted. And gang stalking is that sophisticated. I mean, they will listen to your phone calls, they will spy on you. Now, I want to balance my previous statement where I talked about kind of one of the good things that come out of going to the psych ward, being dogged, okay, taking against my window, not being mentally ill, is that all the people that have been saying I'm on drugs got proven wrong because there were no signs of drugs in my system. Meaning it is a normal day. It's like when it's like this. I've been live streaming people in the chat saying I'm on drugs like every day. And the cops I think the psych ward, I'm kissing the cap and there's no drugs in my system on the side. Another good thing came out of it. All the people that come and saying that you're paranoid, schizophrenic, you're schizo, you're crazy. When I got in the psych ward and being evaluated, the psychologist didn't say this guy is psychotic. He's a paranoid schizophrenic. Okay, clearly, we need to keep him here longer because he's a paranoid schizophrenic in like a mode right now where we're not, you understand? They didn't say that. Now, I'm going to balance that because I'm not looking to make it sound like modern psychiatry, mainstream psychiatry. It's like the end all be all, and they're true experts 100%. They don't do anything wrong or something like this. Because that's not the truth. And as a matter of fact, since you're taught on the system, if you're taught the video, you can get targeted in a psych ward, okay? I mean, if the program can get you long term in a psych ward, you can expect to get targeted by people in the psych ward. Ranging from nurses to doctors to inmate plants, okay? I mean, they can have inmate plants in the psych ward to target them for the gang stalking program. So, some pop culture reference to this gang stalking program is the They Live movie. Where every time he goes to the supermarket, he can tell that person are these people, that person are these people, and the remote communication with that one I can see. The remote communication, notice the reference to the program. He goes to the supermarket out in public, these groups of people, he can see, oh, that's a gang stalking person, that's a gang stalking person. He can see it. And they have remote communication with someone like a handler, so it's coordinated. Got one that can see or something like this. Which should be them having Bluetooth earpieces or like a phone with an app where they get told what to do. And in some cases, you can be told before, it's like just go to the supermarket and hang out wearing this hat with a skull on and something like this. And it's like, if you see a person with a red shirt, call 3 times or something like this. You understand? So they can be like pre-instructed. They don't even have to have real-time handling, okay? Yeah, so modern psychiatry is not the end all be all. What to talk about that. So I just talked about how gang stalking can target you. And here's another thing. Don't get paranoid if you talk to a target on the phone or on Messenger or something like this. Or like respond to a call to social media. It's like, oh, I'm gonna get spied on us for this. The truth is that the deep state police have been spying on everybody for at least a decade, okay? Okay. They've been tapping everybody's phone calls. They've been reading everybody's emails, okay? They've been dragnetting everything. They've been spying on everybody for a long time, okay? The difference is the target know that they're being spied on. Because the program will use information that they gather by spying on you to customize, tailor-make harassment skills to make you feel targeted. So I also find the beauty in it is that it's like all are scared. It's like the people that there's the more people are paid to say I'm crazy than people who have an opinion. Okay. Now the interesting thing is, people who think that I'm crazy, that like the people that think that I really am crazy, for example, Tornado, they're more crazy than I am. Because they exhibit in denial of reality, understand? They hear somebody speak the truth, and they respond by being in denial and call the truth speaker crazy. Like, do you understand? If you're gonna like, what is mental illness? It's like definitely checking box for mental illness is being delusional in denial and paranoid. It's like you're hearing a person who's not a paranoid schizophrenic speak the truth about their life. And you're like, this person is paranoid schizophrenic, I know it. And it's not the truth, but you are that years that this person is a crazy person, a paranoid. This person is paranoid, nobody's out to get them. Notice how that's a delusion that you have of a paranoid type, where you're believing negative things about another person. It's like a conspiratorial vibe. It's like this person is a mental person. That's crazy, and they're not being told about the thing they are. Not, do you understand? Because it's like a person who's truly crazy. It's like a person who shows up in a psych ward, and it's like they tell the dog they're hearing voices, something like this, and the dog was just like, what do you believe about these voices talk to you? Do you think they're real or just like imagination or something like this? And it goes, yeah, they're real, okay. They're my spirit friends or something like this. They're real people, okay. They check the box for insanity. Or it's like do you see somebody there? There's a guy in the corner over there talking to me. And it's a car stuck, there's nobody in the corner. But it's like, no, there is somebody in the corner. I said, that would be kind of mentally ill. So people that actually think that I'm crazy, yeah, this guy Mike is crazy, they're showing real signs of mental illness. This is pure. I need to keep track of which one is diluted and which one is pure. So this one is pure. So, another reason people don't want to believe me is because of the cowardice in the voice. Okay, that's my analysis being a truther. It's like, yeah, people making fun of me to record. It's like I posted a video by record in '88. And he talked about, yeah, I was young and deceived, and now I see the brighter day. It's like it was a scam, kind of. And there was a comment that stood out to me. Some guy wrote, yeah, and you were probably like insulting people or telling you this back then. And it's a conspiracy. The globalists want to war based off of lies, so you're probably making fun of them and stuff. Okay. So anyways, the point. A big reason why people respond to truth speaking with a maladaptive defense mechanism, coping by going to delusions, by denying reality. They're going to deny ostrich defense. It's because this is my analysis. When I tell people none of us inside job, or tell them the deep state controls for work from behind the scenes, the truth. Hollywood, the mainstream media, news you watch, puppet politicians, and just the truth about the world. And they go, that's not true. Okay. It's like I'm presented with a reality. There will be a more dangerous, scary place to live in the world. If what I said to them was true, see. If what I told them was true, the world would be more dangerous and scary of a place, understand? Than what they currently believe. Okay. And that leads to it's not that thinking that if he's right, that means that the world is more dangerous than I've been believing. Okay. Therefore, I'm rejecting the idea and choosing to say that it's not real. It's not that. It's like subconscious, understand? It's just like but it's still like with the will is involved. The will is involved. It's like people tell lies under pressure. It's the way that they feel before telling the lie, and they have free will volition to go with or against the flow on something. Okay. Do you understand? So it's not like a conscious process, like an internal monologue. It's like, this guy's telling me this. I'm gonna choose to not believe it because if he's right, I might need to be more scared or something like this. Okay. So I actually do believe so. It's 14 to 17%. I have to regulate the ratio. Okay. So they should have me as a batch tester for whiskey distillers. And it's like like the medium broke. We need to know if it's batch strength or not right now. And so they have a drop per my time, 47.8%. Okay. So that one is support doesn't go. That's more like it. Now we're in the 30% range. Okay. Could be 28, could be 31, but we're right around 30% now. Okay. So this is the now okay. I'm not saying that I'm drinking whiskey and alcohol. Okay. This cherry juice solution. It could just be apple juice in a bottle that looks suspiciously a lot like a whiskey bottle. Okay. Yeah. So I call this silver gold or the gold silver solution. Okay. I call this drink here, and it could be apple juice that is mixed with water and stuff, and you understand. But I call this the gold silver solution. Okay. The gold silver solution. And that could be gold if you write it out, gold / or it could be gold comma, or gold and sign, okay? But it's a gold silver solution. Yeah, so yeah, I do kind of enjoy poking holes in lies. Okay, so the gang stalking program needs people to believe lies to get them to talk with me. Okay. And one of the lies, they need the gang stalkers. And it's like, do you understand? This is part of like being tyrannized. Is once you're being tyrannized to this level, that means the tyrannizers have gotten a system built around you or generally in society where they can tyrannize you and you're very unable to effectively deal with the tyranny. Understand? So, if in a world that was controlled by psychopathic control freak power elites, they were working to kill people, okay? Okay. Hypothetically, let's say Bill Gates tomorrow goes, listen, people, it's not jabs, it's not vaccines anymore. I want people to get arsenic injections, okay? If you think like a movie, okay, it's like maybe like an Austin Powers movie, like an evil villain. Bill Gates it becomes a super villain, okay? And it's like, yeah, vaccines. That's but with now, I'm okay. I used to be for vaccinations, inoculation against virus and stuff. But here, for the earth, lethal injections, arsenic, okay, it's like, sign up for it. For the earth, overpopulation is a problem, there's too many people, and it's like, Bill Gates takes over WHO, okay, World Health Organization, and they're offering free, like, assisted unalive and stuff like this, and they're like, on mainstream media going, you gotta do it, people. It's like, take the, okay, it's like, do you understand? It's a fictitious scenario. Where it's like Bill Gates is like the Antichrist, okay, kind of. He's like the major bad guy ever, okay? And he takes over the WHO, okay? And he's like, yeah, I used to be for vaccines against this disease. But it's like, here's the new thing I'm going to tell you about. I want people to sign up for like arsenic injections. And whatever the LD50 will be, was like they figure out how much arsenic in liquid form for people to drop dead from it. And he'd be out here and be like, you need to take it, people. We need more people signing up for the environment, for the earth, save the earth, unalive yourself, okay? It's like if they had a campaign. Alternate history, if that happened. And I am who I am for real in this like fictitious like Austin Powers universe. So I'm not saying bad things about vaccines in this video, okay? But I'm saying if Bill Gates, there is like a bad guy villain in conspiracy circles, okay? Already. And it's like there's like if you even dip your toe into conspiracy circles and hashtags and stuff, YouTube, Instagram stuff, you see like Bill Gates at times is like the usual suspect, okay? It's like, yeah, Bill Gates, okay? Here's the point. He's known to be kind of like about vaccines and maybe food programs and things like this. Okay. Now in the fictitious universe, he's not pushing for anything good. He's pushing for bad things. Okay. It's like a movie. Bill Gates shows up tomorrow. I open borders and borders have Bill Gates on. Bill Gates, new head of WHO. I go, how did he get elected? Okay. It's like he took over WHO. Okay. And yeah, maybe he posted the guy who was the boss and like the Austin Powers movie, Dr. Evil, stuff like this. Okay. And he's like, yeah, so there's too many people on Earth. Hold a press conference, Lawyers have a live stream. There's too many people in this world right now, okay, overpopulation. To save the Earth from global warming and overpopulation and carbon monoxide and everything else, we're gonna have to have like 1 million people this year unalive, okay? So it's like, and it's like we want people to volunteer, and then they're also like working to be like, come on, for the earth, okay, it's a good thing to do or something like this. Get like an arsenic shot, okay. If that would happen, a person like me, like the real me who's sitting here right now in that alternate universe, if that happened, would be like, don't take it, don't take the jab, okay. Don't take the arsenic jab. We're not talking about regular vaccines now. We're talking about hypothetically somebody's like, here's a jab that's not like a vaccine against disease, but it's like the deep stare, like it's arsenic that's going to kill you. And we want you to take it to save the earth, okay? I see in news about Schweiz having some assisted suicide program on the line or something like this on wars. I see it all the time. There's some countries where they're working to get illegal for people to go to the hospital, be like they don't want to. Do you understand? So if they had a new thing like that, where it's like, yeah, there's a thing here. We want people to go to the hospital, ask for the lethal jab for the environment to offer itself, stuff like this. I'd be like, don't do it, okay? Don't do it, and don't have your children do it, okay? See, that's the type of person I am, okay? I believe I'd be, if that happened, I'd be like, don't do it, don't have your kids do it, okay? See, and in that hypothetical scenario, that villain would have control of YouTube and give me medical misinformation strike for saying that in that alternate universe, okay? See, if that tyrannical level happened in this world, that we had like a covert tyranny kind of, where it's like a tyranny, but most people are not seeing it. Okay. Yeah, some people haven't watched the World News Report yet. You'll be in a situation where the tyrants have gotten so comfortable that you cannot resist effectively, understand? Because they will be on the main platform, marketplace of ideas, spreading an idea, and it is not allowed to be assaulted, understand, by opposing opinions, understand. So even people that have the nature, like the founding fathers, to resist, are unable to, understand, in an effective way. So this applies to the gang stalking. This applies to the gang stalking. In what way? Yeah, so on the topic of vaccines, of course, you see, on the topic of vaccines, I didn't get vaccinated for COVID, okay? As a matter of fact, he's turning 18. I didn't get vaccinated once, I got to face the music today. So it's the point. Not only did I not get vaccinated due to COVID, but I didn't get vaccinated since turning 18. I'm 36 today. With a six pack. See if I get a 7 pack, 37. Something like this. So, do I believe that people shouldn't take vaccines or be unable to? No. I believe people should have the right to choose. Okay. People should have the right to choose. I mean, why is that such a radical idea? But some people think that you should have the right to choose if you get vaccinated or not. When you have all these movements about women's right to choose, okay? It's like, yeah, you should have the right to terminate the pregnancy and unalive a baby. And you have a right to choose what is happening in your body, okay? And they have voices in this world. They'll tell you that it's like if a 12-year-old teenage boy, it's like, I'm a girl on the inside, I want to get a sex change. It's like it's forced this well at work to be like they should have a right, and the parents should not be allowed to say no to it, okay? And it's like it could be maybe so work to get in school that school can be like, yeah, the CPS will get your kid if you don't let them do the change or something like this, okay? There is these type of undercurrents in society where that is being normalized, this type of stuff. Where it's like a person have the right to choose to change the sex. And what is that argument boiled down to? It's like because it's their body, so they should have the right to get tattoos or piercings or male genitalia to start being a woman. Okay. And that's a big difference between the previous examples, like a piercing or like a tattoo or something like that. So right there is the point. Now the difference is to get a tattoo, I think it had to be 18 or something. So buy cigarettes had to be 18, there's other things. But there's forces in this world that are working to normalize and make it possible and like unstoppable for kids to get sex changes. So it's what is sick. Okay. And it's like this is not something I found out because I was researching. I watched like Christian podcasts and talk about this. Maybe like case studies. Like there's a person home and they try to get a sex change, the parents said no, and the CPS will call and so forth. The parents are having problems. There are these type of stories. Okay. So here's the point. Yeah, so it's like that. I was addressing it like a vibe. So here's the point: if evil people look to do bad things, they have to rig the game so that good people cannot effectively resist the evil games. Understand? And they only push for certain evil games if they get to a point where they have enough control to be like, yeah, good people can't stop us when we're pushing for this. Understand? Okay. Okay. Which means, if I'm the target of a secret prosecution called gang stalking, and people are deceived into feeling safe to bully me, okay? And I know that it's not safe, okay? And it's like, oh, the reason they can get so many people to participate in bullying is because they've been deceived into feeling that they're safe, okay? So the reason I'm as abused and damaged by the persecution as I am, big part is the program being able to deceive people into feeling like there's no consequences for this, that it's safe to do what they do. Now, if I start arguing against it being safe, I'm risking playing to the hands of the people by them going, that guy's paranoid, thinking people want to mess with him, and he sounds threatened when he talks about how it's not safe for these people to mess with him. Okay, see, okay, do you understand? But the people keep talking with their abuse to me and doing things around me that are hurting me and destroy my life every day. But I'm not allowed to start working to resist it without some consequences. Okay, see, that is another situation. That's it. I probably have more sense in a sleep-deprived state, not having slept for 30 hours and having some whiskey, than the average person's baseline consciousness is like fresh in the morning with the first cup of coffee. Okay, I probably have more rational thinking and sense, and recall ability and pattern recognition, and just sense. Okay, I'm probably more rational right now than the average always in the morning. This could be alcohol use, okay? So I'm not saying I've been drinking alcohol this week. So that's the point. Yeah, the only time, it's like one time okay, so to talk about vaccines, I didn't get vaccinated with COVID. I didn't get vaccinated before COVID either. One time, when maybe I got close to almost getting vaccinated, okay? Got close to almost getting vaccinated. I had stepped on a rusty nail in the backyard and called like the Swedish non-emergency number and asked them, like, if I had to go get checked out or go get like a tetanus shot or something like this. Because I've heard that if you step on a rusty nail, you might get a tetanus shot. Kind of something like that. So it's like I came close to almost get a vaccine positive one time. But almost doesn't count. It's like you can brag about a fishing guy, or like an elk with these big horns. But so you can't brag about you were fishing in a boat and you almost caught a really big fish that you could see from the boat, but didn't catch it. Yeah. See, do you understand? Like you can't boast when you went to the bar. It was like Pamela Anderson was in there, and you almost got her to go home with you or something like this. It's not really that boastful. Okay. So anyway, it's okay. I have checked in with that. So anyway, it's the point. And it's like, here's the thing. Since I talked about vaccines, I might have to extra disclaimers. I am seriously not telling people they shouldn't get vaccines or that vaccines are dangerous for you, okay? Like one of these things that YouTubers like people say, okay? But it's like, I'm not a fan of vaccines personally, which is why I didn't get one with COVID. And it's like, I'm already not liking vaccines personally. I have some aversion to it, okay? I personally don't like it. I'm not saying they're bad. I'm saying I personally, it's like some people have dental phobia where they have a phobia against dentists. Okay, so I'm saying I personally don't like vaccines too much. Okay, and me saying that is not the same as saying that it's for a good reason. Okay, but I am saying that I personally don't like vaccines. Okay, but I could say I don't like the color blue or something like this. Okay, that's the point. So in a hypothetical where it's like I'm already looking at YouTube and people tell me you gotta get vaccinated, Mike. The flu shot every year. You gotta get your jabs, all yearly jabs. You need jabs every year, Mike. And I have to get them. And I'm already like, yeah, I'm not a fan of this. Okay, people push this on me. Imagine if it was worse and like more annoying ways. Like somebody tells me you need to get a not a vaccine but an injection that will unalive you for the earth. Okay. Okay. So that is like a cartoon there, for example, a hypothetical. So that's the point. Now, I would say I'm not surprised. I would be surprised if the reason why I don't like vaccines it has something to do with my autism. And it's like like a special interest in health fitness. It's like I'm especially interested in not getting vaccinated. Okay. See, just personal. Okay. I wouldn't be surprised because part of autism can be you have special interest and aversions to things and sensitivity to other things. I'm not saying for sure, but I won't be surprised. I don't like the feel of certain clothes. I'm particular about things. I don't like tight fitting clothing, okay? I need to have loose fitting clothing. I like loose fitting clothing. I don't like how tight fitting clothing feels on my skin. I just don't like how it feels, okay? And that might be like an autism thing. Being very particular about how things should be. Yeah, so I did get vaccinated with COVID, and I'm not intended to get vaccinated. I don't see a scenario where I'd be wanting to get vaccinated. In a hypothetical scenario, where is it like not super unlikely that I'll end up getting a vaccine? Well, it'd be less likely that I wouldn't get it if it was like, well, I need to get a vaccine to be able to leave the country. Okay, so if I was like, I really want to leave the country, okay, and I need to get vaccinated to be allowed to cross the border. Like they won't let me in this country unless I get a certain vaccine first, and it's really important me to be in that country. And then like look into what the vaccine is, and then in a situation like that, like possible with some mental preparation leading up to it. So anyway, I might. So anyway, here's the point. Yeah, I have there's certain things I don't like. I don't like injections. Okay, I don't like injections. For example. Yeah, so I'm not crazy. But as people that wrong people think that I'm crazy. I'm gonna do disclaimer and I'm gonna end this video.
I was a little depressed and I was kind of snapping at.
Yes, I'm a Christian warrior, and the way that I fight is with the truth. Now, this world system that I live in is a world system that's anti-truth. It's built on lies. The Bible teaches that God is what is the devil, the whole light of wickedness. So we talk about health, fitness, and vaccines. I'm going to do disclaimer. Here we go. This content does not medical advice. All information is for information and education purpose only, and is not a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always consult a qualified healthcare provider before making changes to diet, supplements, medication, or lifestyle. Reliance on any information provided is all at your own risk. My computer is malfunctioning. I don't know what it is, but it keeps acting up. Yeah, there's a desperate attempt by people to paint me as crazy. And I think it's cute when people that appear as if they are seriously like, yeah, it's like they're not paid to say I'm crazy. But this guy's crazy, okay? They have less of a sound mind than I do. For God does not give me a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. Okay? It's like Edward P. That freak weirdo. Trader. People that clearly have less of a sound mind than I do. Is that people that have a low IQ, or less intelligent, less competent, they have less wisdom and knowledge. Clearly. Okay. They say that I'm crazy, which is an attack on the quality of consciousness. Okay. Okay. I mean, they insinuated that my consciousness is of lower caliber and quality than theirs because I'm crazy when I speak the truth. Okay. Well, if you look at the people saying that, they show signs that have a low IQ, lower vocabulary. They're less competent. They're less rational. From body language to just the script of what they're saying, they appear to be of a lower level of consciousness. Like a less, yeah, like a weaker mind, okay? Less smart, okay, dumber, okay? So people are dumber than me and have less knowledge and are more easily deceived or call me crazy for knowing more truths than they want to speak it, okay? See? An example of a guy called me crazy Christian for speaking the truth. I'm a persecuted Christian, and God has let his health be destroyed. Okay, be not deceived, God is not more som helst what det also reap. When I was on YouTube, I made a prediction. He was saying, yeah, what, 4 years ago in the video, 3-4 years, maybe even 5, talk about the Ukraine war during commentary. This is gonna be over quick. Russia's too big, too strong. This is gonna be over quick. Just watch, okay? It's gonna be over quick. And he's referring to the Ukraine-Russia war. And that's his commentary. It's gonna be over quick, okay? Russia's too big, too strong. 4 years later, okay. And my commentary was, This is not gonna be over quick. I can see this drag on for a long time, like the Vietnam conflict or something like this, where there's different ways to lose a war. It can be you lose support of the war is what makes you lose it. It's like you keep fighting it, but you lose public support, and the citizens of the country are like, we're not okay. Like that pull us all this back. We're tired of having our cousins, or our uncles and sons and brothers sent back in coffins. It's like the people it loses public support, and if a war loses public support enough, you can't fight the war anymore. So what's that? That shows that I have more quality mind. I'm more reasonable. I'm better able at understand reality. See, I'm looking at reality, observing the same reality that he's observing, and I'm exhibiting a higher quality of mind because I go. Here's my analysis. It's gonna take a long time. He looks at the same reality and goes, "This got over quick. Just watch, okay?" And it's proved wrong because that video was uploaded about 4, 5, 6 years ago. This got over quick. Just watch, okay? Russia's too big, too strong, okay? And I said, no, I don't think so. I can see this drag on for a long time. Okay. So. Time to eat. This is a simple meal. This is a hamburger. And this is an egg. And this yogurt in it. Olive oil. Salt. The reason I'm opposed to violence is because I'm incredibly dangerous to the deep state. By who I am and what I know. My capabilities. My nature and capabilities makes me incredibly dangerous to the deep state power elites. And I'm not going to play small on this now. There's nobody else like me. Most people are all the same all the time. It's like you're all mediocre. And I'm talking about haters now. Like people are Edward PF and his followers. You're all people that have no talent. I can look at hours and hours and hours of your video, times to go. There's never something extraordinary. That's like, wow, this is above the average person really in this way. In looks, singing ability, athleticism, body. There's nothing. It's like, oh, he has nothing. He has no greatness. He has no like bar. It's like athleticism, attractiveness level physically, vocabulary, it's like charisma, personality. You look at all this, like he has no bar that's like really above baseline, the average, okay, median. Okay, it's like, well, he might be down with the box of rocks, but he's super handsome for this. There's no bar in like a stat sheet of his character, understand, like in a video game. It's like intelligence, strength, perception, stamina, things like this. There's no bar that's really high, understand? So most of my haters, you're all the same, understand? Whereas I'm rare and extraordinary. And I'm extraordinary across the board. Meaning extraordinary, more than average, more than median baseline. This is statistical. Meaning I'm attractive above baseline, okay? Handsomer, in better shape, according to science, in the top 1% fitness speed. Only 1 in 25,000 men, that's 0.004%, have a six-pack by 35 years old. Because you have to have good hormonal health enough, you have to have discipline, you have to have this and that. Okay. So, I'm better looking than average, got a higher IQ than average. I'm more athletic than average. Whereas the average person, the average Mike SAHA, they're mediocre. It's like, yeah, nothing that makes you stand out. The opposite like special. You have nothing about you makes that. Why is guys different? See? Tom's the goal, Robert Baker, sell out Papa Christians. There's nothing where you're like impressive on time. Very unimpressive. There's nothing they do that's impressive. There's nothing their appearance, their abilities. Just mediocre, weak. And what these weaklings use to cope with reality, it's like God uses the weak that are like weak, okay? No, God, if you use a weak person, makes them strong and stuff. So God is the source of excellence and wisdom and ability. So anytime God has taken an average Joe, he's made the person pull off great things outside. It's like Moses breaking open a rock. Okay. So if he was mediocre, he broke open a rock and so. It's not the same. There's another thing I could teach on. The Mike Samson protocol. Test a bit more post before the swine. Okay. Samson was able to accomplish extraordinary physical feats. In my understanding, there is a natural application to it. Meaning, there's strongman competitions that are like in honor of Samson, if you don't try to, because it's like the original strongman is Samson, okay? It's like an archetype, okay? It's like an archetype. I've seen it when they have strongman competitions. They always have something where it's like, it's like a reference to the Bible where he bowed himself down with his brothers. Okay. Now, coming from a person who's harder, better, faster, stronger than a person, and able to perform mentally. Notice how Samson was a Nazarite since birth, this guy that was standing out his physical capabilities, which included not eating certain things consistently. See? Oh, you mean like Mike said, it's a low sugar diet. And takes vitamin C. That's how I live, see, like rules. Vitamin C, no sugar, okay. Long term, 4 years. Low sugar diet, okay. Don't use the perfume fragrance products that lower testosterone, which leads to male athleticism. So testosterone is like the secret juice of athleticism, energy, stamina, athletic performance, and physique. You understand? So this person, now you're too dumb to have insights like this hit you when you think about things. Okay? Was that there's an application to the natural. Was that what's the story of Samson? He was able to pull off extraordinary physical feats. He was super strong about baseline. Physically could do higher level stuff than average person. He was a Nazarene since birth, which included not drinking like things from the grape, okay? No like grape, not eating grapes or drinking wine and things like this. And letting his hair grow. I think that was part of the vow, like Nazarene vow, to let your hair grow and not cut it. Okay. Which would be what? Rules and discipline. That's application to spiritual, where a person that goes, I'm going on low sugar diet. I'm gonna not eat sugar, see? Like not eat things of grape, okay? See? I'm not gonna eat sugar. What is sugar? Something for the weakest here. The lowest testosterone. It makes you less able to accomplish physical feats, okay? Or short physical feats. Which is the application to a person who's not the average dumb Christian that can't see anything in the Bible, like have any, oh, this is value, it's an application. They need a pastor to tell them some basic shit on the in a basic way. This little fork, this have a sin on it. Jesus took sin, died, come back from the dead. Okay. So, so yeah. So Samson was a man who was able to accomplish great physical feats. And he was a Nazarene or Nazarite, I don't recall right now, since birth. And part of being Nazarene is like, I don't eat this. Okay, avoid it. I don't put this in my body. Yeah. I don't have physical exposure to this by choice. Consistent long term. That's it. Oh yeah, that has application to real world now. Where a man that's looking to be less unextraordinary, more extraordinary in his athleticism and long-term energy and stuff, energy and stamina. A lot of it's just testosterone males, like energy, stamina, as he said this, speed, as he said this. You can have that type, that pattern, by I'm gonna not eat sugar, like Samson did not eat grapes all the time. I'm gonna go on a low sugar diet. It's like the highest level, or like being true to the blueprint would be like 0 grams of sugar forever, no matter what. Okay, you see. But even it's like a sub 20-gram months, it's like low sugar diet. Okay, it's seriously like I'm not eating sugary stuff. Okay, that's my lifestyle. Okay, and I'm not using perfume products. Period. I'm not putting anything, some shampoo or anything on my desk fragrance. Okay, I'm not washing my clothes in fragrance. And then also you add a do. It's like I'm gonna take enough vitamin C to ensure that I'm not deficient in it. Okay. Which means enough to, meaning you get enough vitamin C into your body to not be deficient in it. Now, a person who would live like that since 18 years old, or you have like a sample group 10,000, you'd have them perform better athletically, I understand, 10 years after. I mean, if you have an 18-year-old, then you have an 28-year-old, and they believe, like I just said, okay, low sugar diet, take enough vitamin C to not be like super deficient in it, okay. Avoided perfume, fragrance, hydrogen, octane chemicals, and you have a 1,000-man sample group that start this diet lifestyle at 18 years old, and you catch them at 28 and give them some performance test, okay, like I don't know, it's like how long they can walk until they press a button to quit, okay, or something like this. Do you understand? It's like, there's just some way to be able to measure their athletic performance, like how capable they are. Because people that are dumb, they think that's strong. If I use the word strong, I had to teach on that too because I understand what strength is. Strength is capability, it's the ability to accomplish set objectives. It's a power, understand? So the power of reason, okay? The powers of mind, okay? It's not that strength. A lot of people's strength, it means like how much you can bench press is what the brain defaults to. There's also like, how many hours can you live stream being as energetic as me? Okay? The mental performance. And that's more important, understanding as well, actually. It's like, how many hours can you be live streaming in 24 hours? How many of those 24 hours can you be live on YouTube live streaming, being as coherent as I am, as energetic, okay? While sleep deprived. That's an ability, that's a power if you have it. Where if I would get sick and tired and like my it's like in altered universe I become like a shadow for myself. I wouldn't be able to do 18, 16, 12, 8 hours of live streaming per 24 hours. Being as energetic as I am when I do. Okay. See? So there's it's not no type of strength, it's like weightlifting, how much you can bench press and stuff like this. So and those who are like heroes having all this bad with that, those who are don't like that it's like you're dumber, okay, than me. You'd be like, oh my God, so it's like, oh, he thinks that it was spiritual power. Yes, it was spiritual power. But what you fail to realize is like these types and shadows, understand? So there's like a spiritual thing that has a natural application that's a little bit different, okay? Because the natural shadow is always going to be weak, you understand? Do you understand? So when they had sacrifice in the Old Testament, they were foreshadows of Christ. They were a natural shadow of the spiritual reality. Now Christ was physical too, but obviously not as powerful. Okay, I mean, you didn't have the sheep before they got sacrificed, go on raising the dead and healing the sick, and teaching sermons. I think that is okay, like Jesus did. Okay, so it's not that hard to do. They weren't as poor. Okay, and they had to offer them year by year, over and over again. Whereas Christ entered once into the holy place. Christ did it once. It just took one time. So it'd be like if they figure out the best vaccine ever, where it's like a vaccine you just need to take it once. I think there's some vaccines, and I'm not an expert, just talk to a doctor about vaccines before avoiding to or choosing to do them. Okay. Meaning before, it's like if a person's like, before deciding not to or to take a vaccine, talk to a doctor. Okay. So what I'm looking to get across, okay, is I need to wet this, okay. I like to wet my cigarettes. I don't know if you heard about cigarettes, but cigarettes are like cigars, only worse for your health because they make you more young. That's why they're called cigarettes. Okay. Because they make you sicker. You need more likely lung cancer, maybe if you smoke. I won't be surprised if you're more likely lung cancer smoking cigarettes than cigars. Okay. It's cigarillos. Okay. So maybe they could have a brand of cigarettes called cigar meds or something like this. And I can feel better about it. It'd be easier to be like, this is not hurting my health as I'm smoking. So what is the point? It's like they could just have something called Vida smoke or something. Just put Vida on the label. I feel better about smoking. So what is the point? Yeah, so there is an application, that's application. Well, if you think about it, so there's a story of Samson. And who was Samson? Samson was a person who was known to have accomplished great physical feats. Samson was a man that accomplished great physical feats. I don't know what this stick is for. Maybe she could give it to a cop and see if they could beat my ass with that. Because I'd bet on be able to beat an average female cop's ass in a street fight if she had that stick. Okay. So it's like it's not type of stick that I would recommend her to have for self-defense because I believe that the average Swedish female cop with that stick in her hand, if I street fight them, they wouldn't be able to beat my ass with that stick. Worse off having the stick than not having it, okay? Because you just get in the way of moving the limbs on yourself. And it doesn't have enough weight to be a problem, okay? It's like hitting as hard as you can, it's still not hitting hard, okay? So I don't know what the stick is for, but it's whatever. So, it's okay, so anyway, here's the point. I'm not joking. It's like if I get jumped by two female Swedish cops, I think they should be worried about my self-defense if they would attack me legally. Okay. That's the point. The natural shadow and the spiritual types. That's the point. The story of Samson. The story of Samson. That is application today for your physical health. See? It's like a lot of people know already. It's like, oh yeah, Samson was a guy that God supernaturally made him able to do extraordinary to accomplish extraordinary physical feats. Okay, most people that are like Christians and happy for a while, they heard about SAHA, they know that he's a guy that did something really hard, and somehow God was the one who helped to do it. Okay. Now the story of Samson has a application to your physical natural life. Meaning, if you look at it, Samson was a person performing by baseline physically, athletically, you could say. He did sport for the Philistines, and he brought down the building by just his own body power, so supernatural power by God. Now, he was a person that before this happened, had a special lifestyle where he avoided eating certain things and drinking certain things. He was a Nazarene, I think, since birth, which means he didn't shave his. I'm pretty sure it entailed not shaving his hair, okay, like keeping the hair going, and not consuming things from grapes, okay, which means no grape juice, no wine, no eating grapes. And there might be more things to it, okay? So the person that was performing above average was a person that had a disciplined lifestyle, because there's certain things he just wouldn't do. So it's like his baseline is, I'm not eating that stuff. I'm not drinking that stuff. This is the haircut I got, and I'm not changing it. So it's like, this is the haircut that I have. And this is like a rule. See, I'm not cutting my hair. I'm not eating grape. So that applies to my health fitness culture. Tell people if you want to improve your health, my recommendation is you go on a low sugar diet. You take enough vitamin C to ensure they're not deficient. You avoid toxic chemical hygiene. So this is my protocol. Avoid what I held in my life. Perform at a high level. I will perform at a high level than most people. I eat a low sugar diet, so I avoid sweets and treats. I take a lot of vitamin C, enough to not be deficient, like super deficient. And I avoid perfumed chemical hygiene home cleaning products. Gang stalkers are cowards. They only act like they're not bothered and like laughing and like fun and games. Oh, I'm abusing Mike at a distance. Where if I would go running for them, they had a time to get away and jump in a car and the handlers there to get them. And there are 10 plus people that are also gang stalkers nearby are ready to back them up on the side. So it's a perception map. I have this sometimes to the health side. People go by the balcony. Be like, ha ha ha. But it's like, if I go out, it's like they're all at the end of the block to look at who they are. And if it's something, it's like, yeah, they were gang stalkers. If I be like, I'm going to run down and get in the face and confront them, they would have been able to run off and run and hide, understand? It's like the only act, it's just a ruse, it's just a facade. It's just the only acted like I'm a person who's, it's like people feel comfortable at like laughing at me and poking the bear and messing with me, okay? Only at a distance, okay? They only act in charge in a group at a distance. That's a pattern from audience and target. And it can be hidden at their group, okay? Because they have 2 people here, 1 person here, 3 people here. They only act like they're not worried about abusing me. In a group, meaning have numerical superiority, and or at a distance, okay? And most of the time both. Most of the time both. Maybe I go downtown to the supermarket and see if one of these pussies will try to poke the bear when I'm in there. Okay, because they talk a big game on the side. Last time I was in the corner store, I was sitting at a table there. And it's one of these people that, it's like, sometimes I go to the corner store, they have in the gambling corner like 5 guys sitting there like gang stalkers, okay, to do some dirty conversation. And it happened once, in less than 6 months ago, less than 3. Then I go there and they have people that know, like, yeah, this guy's a gang stalker, he's a gang stalker. And they do like direct conversation, like a bullying skit, saddle. And they're in a group, okay. Another time I go to the store, and it's only him there, and there's gonna be other perhaps kind of further away, but still kind of close to the place. And I'm doing my shopping, and I go get a glass bottle of vinegar, and I think about buying, and I go to get an energy drink, and I go into the gambling corner, and that bully that was targeting me for the games I played before was in a chair, and I get right up on him like this, and he's sitting in a chair, and I get right up on him like this. And his reaction was as if he's scared. He's kind of like almost like startled about my presence. Understand? Maybe he felt uncomfortable got this close to him. I'm not joking. So it's like, I'm not joking. I'm telling you the truth. Like this is an experience I have with bullies. Gang stalking bullies are part of this gang stalking prescription program. I go to the corner store, go there, do a gospel track, and they guess I'm a workspace evangelist. That's I'm there teaching the gospel faith alone. Okay. You know, I'm gonna meet him halfway, and so the guys has like Michael work with salvation is you believe in salvation by works, as I'm there preaching faith alone salvation of God. So this like that type of gas that just because it's the opposite of what reality is to make you feel bothered and gaslighted, okay? There is a narrative we go it's like the theme is like now we're saying you're a Calvinist, even though you've been making videos attacking Calvinism and saying they're wrong for years, okay? You're still a Calvinist, Mike, okay? You go Calvinists are wrong in the time of Calvin. Okay? Here's why they are. It's been hours teaching on it. People are all meant to be saved. To understand. But still, they have like gas tanks. Like we think it will push his buttons. So the gang stalking flow chart, or like what they will say to you. I've explained it before. In like the directed conversation. It's like what are we gonna have next time Mike goes outside the fly monkeys to communicate some gaslighting, some directed conversation, some veiled message and communicate to them for destructive impact. It's like, do we think he'll push his buttons, make him angry? Yes, then say it is the flow chart. It's not like, do we think this will hurt his feelings, make him mad and feel provoked and angered? Yes. Is it true? Yes, no, no. If no, don't say it. That's not on the flow chart. The flow chart is, do we think it will hurt his feelings, make him angry? If yes, then communicate it, okay? That's the flow chart. You like the government gang stalking, psychological warfare skit, like planning and we okay. Do we think this have for effect for them? Do you understand? It's like, do you think you make him angry if you start you're a Muslim or something like this? It's like it might try it. Or but guys, it's not you're Muslim. But it's like that's the Bible cheat because it's gaslights. Like once again they attack me with lies through the form. It's like I'm not Muslim, I'm a Christian. Oh, they got him irate. The guy is a little bit stressed. Double down on that. You can just have 5 months in your muscle, okay? It's like, let's try this other thing. You are a Nephilim, see? Okay. So how's this gang stalker point true? You're insinuating, Mike, you're a Nephilim. A serpent seed, a Nephilim, okay? So I've had 5 months over points and Mike's a Nephilim. There's no Nephilim, okay? The Nephilim were mighty men of renown, men of old, men of renown, okay? And it's not even the King's Bible. In the King's Bible, the word for Nephilim is giants. There were giants in the earth in those days. Okay. So, but it's like, do you understand? It doesn't make logical sense because this is like cult people they want. So like they're not going around telling Shaquille O'Neal, Michael Jordan, he's a Nephilim. Even though he's like easier to make the argument, he's a giant or have genetics like he's the offspring of giants or something like this. Because he's like 6-7 feet tall. Okay. No, but do you understand? Like, there's no logical reason. Just, do you think this will provoke and irk him that will attack him with lies? It's like, yes. Okay, then stop saying it. And the more provoked he is, the more we say it. And it's not even like a part of it to say if it's true or not. So anyway, I'll tell you a story that kind of shows the cowardice of these people, and it's all like a ruse in a facade because they're not ready for being confronted, understand? That's my energetical scan on them. It's like part of the target of my life is target, is go to the corners. I go downtown, I go stop by the corner store, get an energy drink or whatever I'm getting there on the way downtown. And a lot of times they will have a group of perps even at the corner, the gambling corner I call it. Like in the corner store they have like a table. A lot of times there'd be a group, like 3 or more people sitting there to do a skit, okay? Because I maybe one of them is wearing like a symbol that's been a theme of my harassment for a while. And there's some direct conversation, some subtle gaslighting, okay? It's about your workspace salvationist or it's like insinuating this, insinuating that. And it's like it's making you feel like they're picking on it. But it's so subtle that as usual, like all torn tactics, plausible deniable. And they can play double games and say that you're crazy if you call them off for it. Okay. So, it's like you've been harassed by flying monkeys. That a theme is that they will have a skull symbol that floats. And it's been a theme where the flying monkeys that show up, walk into the store when they're there, or are they there when you arrive, or a car's parked outside the establishment when you arrive, will have a skull on it. And it's like a theme that's established clearly. And you know that this is like a visual harassment theme. Okay. And it's like you've got the one that might have that on them. And then they're doing the direct conversation. Where it's like they're using trigger words. They're referencing something from a private life. With a gaslighting spin on something like this. Communicated veiled threats, something like this. Like one of the mill stuff. Gaslighting, veiled threats, insults, subtle put downs. Push your buttons. I was earlier today, I was watching a video by a rack video and he was talking about poking the bear. Let's have some fun today and poke the bear. Okay. And he had a motion I got about a stick, but I was talking about poking the bear. Let's have some fun poking the bear. And privately I was kind of irate about that. Where it's like, oh yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah, it's like, it reminds me of the gang stalkers. I've heard they say they think that it's fun to pick on people and abuse them and bully them. Okay. What a sick, weak person you have to be to think that it's fun to provoke people and bully people covertly in a cavalier way too. Okay. What are the chances that a woman will walk down the balcony when I go smoking with a stick while act like she's having a good time by having a headphone and talking to somebody? Okay. See. But that's not the gang stalking program and fly monkey have to do that. I'm supposed to be scared because it had to be a black woman, and I'm supposed to be paranoid about people think I'm racist because I'm calling a black person a fly monkey, when most of the time it's white people. But it's a term that's not about the skin color. Do you understand? This morning I watched a racket video. It's like, let's have some fun this video and poke the bear a little bit, okay? Throw some shade, okay? And I'm like, yeah, this looks like some weirdness, okay? I don't like this. And it's like the gang stalking program. It's like they think it's, and it reminds me like they think that they're fun. I've seen things where it's like, yeah, it's fun to. They say that they like to clean the dirt and like side of their community. Like I fly monkeys in the room that is talking for the program. And it's like insinuate that I'm dirt. Okay, what do you think a man? If you're a woman in the room and you insinuate that you're trash or dirt, what do you think might go through his mind when you're in there with him? Understand? Anyway, that's the point. Oh yeah, I think it's fun to clean the dirt or something. And it's like veiled stuff where it's like, yeah, you're trash, and we gang stalkers have a good time. We enjoy working to get rid of people like you, are trash or something. So this is the type of stuff, understand? It's like I watched a video in the morning, a rat video. Yeah, today we're gonna throw some shade and have some fun poking the bear a little bit, okay? And I'm like, this sounds like the gang stalkers, okay? And it's like it really reminds me of what I've seen before gang stalkers talk about. And in the research I get, some gang stalkers look at like sport. They think it's fun to do this. Okay, it's like they think it's exciting and fun to be part of this. And it's like we're part of a group, secret agents messing with people, stuff like this. And I was reacting to that. It was like I was irked by that. See? And well, within hours, I might smoke and there's a woman that walks past with a stick, which is what I used to poke stuff, and having a good time while on the phone. While on a phone call, talk to somebody. Do you understand? It's like the same day that I've been reacting to that type of stuff and talk about how they understand. And I'm supposed to, it's like I'm supposed to appear like a racist I'm supposed to be worried about people think that I'm a racist. But I double dog guarantee you that if I go downtown today and stand smoking for like 6 minutes outside a supermarket, there wouldn't be any woman or man walking with a little stick like that and laughing within 15 feet of me. I could close the distance and confront them like this, okay? They wouldn't. It would have to be at a distance in a group, okay? But they had to have like a group, okay? But it's all a ruse, okay? So people could try something like that in here with me behind closed doors. But it's like I'm not certain that they would, okay? I don't feel like they would. So yeah, anyway, support. Let's address this too. Part of this gang stalker prostitution program is provoking you consistently and working to get you stressed and trigger fight-flight mode activation, anxiety, and tension, understand, by aggressing upon you and humiliating you, make you feel mocked, and we're attacking you and we're bullying you, understand, on a daily basis, okay? And if you're autistic aside, you might be more vulnerable to stress generally. Every day. Okay. And then if and when inevitably you lose your temper and act out, then they will use your reaction to paint you as the problem, okay? That you are paranoid for thinking people have been messing with you. After people have been messing with you for years, covertly, and you react to it, then they will turn around and there will be people acting as if you're the problem because you think that people are messing with you, okay? And you're paranoid for claiming that people are messing with you secretly and covertly. See? And then the Swedish state will put you in cuffs because you've been speaking the truth about criminal harassment and stuff. And it's like you're losing your mind from it now, though. So it's kind of, it's like you're losing your crap a little bit. And all guys paranoid crazy thinking people have been messing with him covertly secretly for a long time to provoke him. And he's paranoid to get him inside more. So it's like this type of stuff you have to deal with. Maybe I go downtown today to the supermarket and look for some perps to confront if they try to bully me. Or just see if they would, let's like test if I'm a guy who's like, I'm a weak guy, that people generally feel safe in like fucking with me, okay? Because like that's far it hasn't looked like it. This is not supposed to be here on the floor. This is something I have here, I guess. I guess you could use this as a horse whip if people are not behaving right. Okay. I guess you could use it as a whip if people are not acting right. I guess you could use it as a self-defense weapon if people jump into house of the machete and you need to whip them, understand? I guess you could do that then, okay? And okay. I'm not joking, you can process a self-defense weapon. Yeah, so I'm a target of state persecution, state tyranny. And I'm not gonna fall for this silly bullshit games that they play. It's like if I'm talking about, stop complaining, Michael, why Why you complain about women problems? So for this, I've had fly monkeys consider. Why you complain about women problems? I talk about your talk with gaslighting. If I make a video, one of the target tactics is gaslighting. You get gaslit, which is a narcissistic abuse tactic. Okay. Why you complain about women problems? Come on, let me give you a hug, and it's like mocking it. And it's like, what is the message? It's, you're weak for speaking out about the tyranny, okay? No, that's strength, okay? It's because I'm stronger than that. It's because I don't care enough about people saying I'm crazy. And I just had like a brain fog, right? It's like I wasn't even aware that the cigarette, like I'm still outside, I suppose. That's the point. I don't have to tolerate being abused, understand? I don't have to. I don't have to. So, some of the ways you're targeted by the gang stalking pro, it's called street theater. Google it. Gang stalking street theater. That's one of the ways you're targeted by the pro. Gang stalking street theater. Okay. The program targets you. In the right of ways. And one of the ways that they target you is to have little skits, okay? Work to push your buttons. I believe that woman walking with a stick there was a gang stalker doing a skit. Okay, a gang stalking street theater skit. Why do I say that? Because one of the ways I get told is by subliminals on YouTube, people throwing shade, so called. And earlier, before going live, I was watching a video by Iraq veteran where it's talk about, and it looks like shoehorned in and contrived, like a guy's been recruited to be deep state chill to pick on me. And that's part of the way I get targeted. It's like YouTubers I subscribe to will start working little veiled covert abuse text in the videos. So earlier this morning, I watched a Iraq veteran video, and I had to get into right or wrong. I was triggered, and it's like, let's poke the bear a little bit and throw shade, okay? Have some fun, poke the bear a little bit and throw shade. And that looked to me like the type of stuff that I get, like covert messaging from fly monkeys, okay? See? And I'm sitting ranting, raving, but not live, which is kind of like, it's not that shit I'm thinking out loud. And I'm like, oh yeah, like the gang stalkers, or do you think it's fun to poke the bear? Okay. And it takes like a sick person, means you're a narcissistic sick person if you think your idea of fun is to bully and provoke people and things like this. And then what are chances today I'll go out on the back and there's a woman that walks with a stick. And I've also talked about before how it's like the fly monkeys in certain situations, it's like they have somebody jump into tiger claws and poke with a stick. Okay, I've said it in license before, we talked about fly monkeys. Like some scenarios where it's like that. It looks like that type of thing. When a person walks back past with a stick on the shoulders, well, it's like, I was like, I'm having a good time. It's my day of fun. See, I got a stick there to poke. And I admire their fan while having a hand and like talking and laughing at the same time. So it's like remote communication, hand on phone call like I talked about recently, and then like having a good time while having a stick to use to poke bears. So that's a toggling skit. That's designed to be like, oh yeah, this thing that got triggered this morning, and reacting to that. I react it's like, yeah, let's poke the bear a little bit, okay, and have this because it's fun, it's all shade. And then there's a person walking past my back a little bit later with a stick, okay. So Iraq Veteran has exposed himself to me as a deep state puppet shield. He's been recruited by his gang stalker program. And I don't care what they were told, what you were told, that I'm a rapist, a pedo, and I'm a cannibal and stuff like this. You're still the same type of person. So, that same person went to Iraq, Afghanistan, who fell, who was duped, and went and did something evil, engaged in antisocial evil behavior, is still the same type of person that can be put up by the deep state with gaslighting lies into attacking targets for them. See, it's still the same type of person. A person can be deceived and pushed into targeting an enemy of the power elites. Okay, see, still the same type of person. It didn't change. Still the same person. And I'm more American than he is because the deep state power elites and his targeting program he targeted me for, it's tyrannical. It's anti-American. It's tyrannical. And the founding fathers would have resisted this. So part of like the Iraq veteran, like they want to get people to fight in these evil, unjustified wars of aggression, is patriotism, like a patriotic fervor. That they tell these people it's like America. Okay, now what is America? America, like if America becomes like 90% Muslims and they switch to Sharia law or something like this, and they have like the Islamic State flag, then it's not true to its roots anymore. But like, what is America? Okay, America 1776. It's like, yeah, here's what we're gonna have America be. Okay, here's America. Let's create America. Okay, the United States of America. Let's have a constitution of the US. It's being anti-tyranny. See, what is this 88 talking before? It's tyrannical. It's tyranny. It's no due process, attack a person with harassment, infringements of their liberty, freedom of movement, the freedom to live in society without having minions of King George show up to abuse you, see, and work to interfere with your pursuit of life, liberty, and happiness, okay? See, that's what this program is. Iraq 8888. So you're still the same type of person, understand? You're still the same type of person. An Iraq veteran, I would love it if he came to Sweden and got a job at a caregiving firm and had a license and border guard or something like this, so he could have a covert carrying a Glock on him when he's in here. And I don't think he would be acting like that, like fucking with me. If he was in his apartment now, even if he had a snub nose in his sock or his boot, it's like I don't think he'd feel like I'm gonna poke the bear a little bit. I don't think he'd be poking that bear if he was in here. Even if he had a CCW, if he had a snub nose in here, I don't think he had the same energy in here with me, understand? I don't think he would. Maybe he heard about the 21-foot rule in the police academy in America, something like this. Maybe he heard about that, understand? Maybe he'd be like, well, it's like there's no space that's less than 30 feet in there. Mike is faster than me, okay? He has a knife on him that can be out quick, okay? I don't think that he would be in here like, yeah, I'm gonna be in here secretly having a gun on me, and I'm gonna have the same endings in my video, poking the bear. I think he'd be poking the bear quite possible. I don't think he might. He'd be less likely for sure to be poking the bear in here, because if he would have a gun on him, first of all, I would have the initiative. So if he starts poking the bear with my words, I would decide if I take action that he has to respond to my action with a reaction. Okay, within 30 feet. Okay, first of all. Now I'm being reasonable now and not like just like a delusional cult member, okay, who lives in La La Land, who cope with reality by believing delusions to feel comfortable. Okay, there's like actual like statistics and facts down to record. I don't think that Iraq veteran would be having the same energy like bullying me if he was in the room here. I don't think so. And it's like to like up the ante, generally, even if a gun on him in here, I don't think he'd be feeling as comfortable. Why do I say that? Because I think that he think, well, if I get put up to poke the bear with my words in there, and my handler tells me to bring a knife or like a gun at his home, what if Mike decides to pull a knife on me and stab me with it? Would I be able to get my gun out in time and turn off his brain before he stabs me at least once with a knife, if that's what I want to do? I don't think he felt confident he'd be able to do that, understand? Especially not in an environment that I control before he arrives. Understand? So yeah, I'm reacting to it. So notice how this is a good case study of how the game stalking program works, where I have been responding with the same energy as I was hit with. Okay, before that I was calm, not aggressive, and kind of just making video teaching, and they send a flying monkey to a little target skit. I can feel my cortisol and random 5 activation, and I'm still feeling bothered. Okay, like what 30 minutes later. So it did provoke that. It's like I see that they told me for the program, and gets me feeling tense and agitated and not normal. Okay, and it's like then I engage thinking more, and it's like okay, it's this. It's a skit. This is the message. Okay, this is the message. This is what they were doing to provoke me. This is okay. And it's like I let there's some of the same energy here and back, and I look like a bad guy, see? Even though I'm just hitting them back with the same energy. It's like the same thing that they hit me with. I'm hitting them back with the same energy, but people just see my energy. So that is a good like case study of how the game sort of works. See? Mike, an animal, a bear, we're poking the bear, we have a good time. We think it's fun to abuse you, see? That's the message. See? But I'm a bad guy, see? We have people go by. You live in your home, and you can't be free in your home to go on the back and have a smoke without a tyrant, a flying monkey of the deep state being sent by to communicate a real message that you're an animal, a bear. We're poking the bear. We think it's fun to abuse you. We enjoy that. This is sport. It's like we're fools, and it's like a sport for us to do mischief. See, we're fools, and for us it's like a sport to do mischief. Okay, see, it is a good time. To bully Mike and abuse him and make him feel violated and push his buttons. See, it is as a sport for a fool to do mischief. Okay. But yeah, the purpose think it's fun, it's exciting, it's fun. To target for a program, to be part of this. So the Bible teaches the path go before destruction and hardest speed before fall, which means most people that are foolish are not foolish enough and arrogant and prideful enough to be to a level where it's like they understand. It's like there's I'm not joking. There's even tactics the program uses to be like they use a black person to fly monkey. And do you understand? This is the type of gaslighting they use in like perception management. It's like I always talk about flying monkeys. Anybody who's an agent of the program, I refer to them as a flying monkey. Okay. And then maybe it's 10% of gang stalkers that talk for the program that are black people. Okay. And it's like 90% white folks. Okay. And I always refer to gang stalkers as flying monkey minions, okay? And if it's a gang stalker who's black, and I comment on a recent interaction with somebody told me, and I refer to him as a flying monkey, now the program will switch to working to paint me as a racist, and be on what calls black people monkeys, see? He's the abuser, see? It's like we recruited a black person to participate in this gang stalker program that's mostly white people talking Mike. And since he's equal in how he treats people by their behavior and character, not of the skin. So he refers to everybody as a fine monkey if they are. And he will exhibit reactive aggression to anybody if they're aggressing upon him. But so let's say he's a racist because we had a black person help with the targeting, and Mike is reacting to that. So he's a racist because he stands up to a black bully. So since the bully is black, Mike is a racist standing up to a bully that's black. Okay, see. Okay. See? Here's another thing I'm going to respond to. The program, so here's another thing you get sometimes. The program work to provoke you and work to make you. It's parts of the stuff that TF will be told. If you're taught the video, they have people sometimes. One of the things they send five monkeys to tell you is you need to go to a psychiatrist. You need to go to a psychologist. Okay, you need therapy or something. Okay. Yeah, it's not that the people that are working to drive me crazy needs to be in prison. Okay, it's I am the problem for being affected by psychological abuse that's intense and long term and physical. See, so it's like I need to go to a therapist and tell the truth so that they can put a false diagnosis on me as I'm paranoid or something like this, because the psychologist might have been told before. They're in on it. There's like your job is to, if this guy tells you the truth about the targeting, say that he's crazy about this. And further, I have competence superseding a lot of psychologists in this world when it comes to improving mental physical health. Okay. I mean, I've gone to therapy as a young adult, understand. I got diagnosed with depression and put on antidepressants as a young adult. And what is it, maybe 8, 9 years ago, I got off antidepressants and I'm not depressed. Okay. So I've seen a therapist before. And they never told me about Abraham Hoffer. Okay, so it wasn't that interesting. It's like a psychologist I'm seeing about anxiety and depression. They never told me about Abraham Hoffer, Canadian psychologist. Okay, see. So notice, I also put a point. If somebody is like sent to be walking over there and be like, they got told by the hand, like, okay, laugh because it's like it's supposed to make Mike feel like we're laughing, like at 40 yards away. If that means that I'm weak because somebody's act like that at 40 yards away, then I guess I proved that they're weak when I was act like this. I had a whip here, and it's like in case you need to whip somebody. I guess that means that the person is weak because I felt comfortable doing act like that in plain view. See? So I guess that means anybody that's harder is weak. See? Because I said I felt comfortable acting like that. See? Okay. See, notice how it's like. Do you understand? Notice how you can turn around public humiliation rituals, which I said before. I'm an expert by experience in public humiliation rituals because this has been a big part of the talk. So notice how you can turn around a public humiliation ritual. When someone's going to have a public humiliation rituals on you. Here we are, Mike, we're poking the bear for fun and we're abusing him like a public humiliation ritual running on him here. With a monkey. And I turned around on them. So there was a public humiliation ritual of them right after. See? And I feel like it was more humiliating to them than it was for me. Meaning points of humiliation, am I humiliated? Did I look weak or cowardly? Did I look like I'm like scared now and go and lock myself and so look like I'm depressed and crying or stuff like this? No. Okay. I'm mad. So it's like, oh, Mike is a guy that's seen being bullied and he is energized and mad at being bullied, okay? And then he goes, I'm standing up to the bully and hit him back in the same way they hit me, understand? So he's being humiliated. It's like, I don't, do you understand? I'm losing agreeable nice guy points at most, okay? See, in terms of perception. I'm appearing less agreeable and less like a nice guy, okay? That's the loss, okay? That's the main loss, okay? So I'm not joking, I thought this before. It's a quote there, okay? If I say I'm racist, if I say that they're black, okay? There was a black hole that was near to me after like this recently. See? So, it's very simple. Yeah, so public immersion rituals can be turned around in my experience. And it's, I haven't really been trying hard for that, but it's like I've seen the possibility. So public humiliation rituals, that is probably one way if you talk about can be turned around a lot of times. Now, I'd say 9 or 10 times there's a quick and easy way to turn the public humiliation ritual around. Okay. Like for example, one time I was stalked by Swedish police into a restaurant and they started doing a public humiliation ritual. You could call it that, okay. Like a new term I started using because, okay, yeah, it does feel okay. And it's like I'm supposed I suspect that what some people hoped was I would be seen to grovel and be cowardly and weak. I'm sorry, officer, I turn off the passion, okay? Because I go by and I rescue him. I passed at the police station and I turn and go, my commentary is there's a corrupt Swedish police headquarters. And I keep going. I'm all the way downtown, okay? So I didn't set up shop and have it like they are corrupt. I spent 3 hours there. It's enough to say my there's the police. I think they're corrupt, and I carry on my business. Okay, and I go down to the restaurant to eat at buffet. Oh, over the head, there's 4 cops walking the restaurant. Okay, and as I see 4 cops walk into the restaurant, I turn around and go, this is for cops just walking in. Okay, this is cops. This is okay. This cops walking in, turn on the camera and see the cops. One of the cops makes a beeline for my table comes, and I've talked about this before, and I'm not going to spend too much time. And he goes, why don't you turn it off? Okay, I film it. No, I'm not gonna. I don't have to. It's not illegal to film. And he goes, but maybe I like being filmed. I actually cast it all. I don't give a crap. Okay. And okay, notice how it's not groveling. So if I had groveled, I've been publicly humiliated. See, it'd been a successful performance for sure. But then people go, Mike is a pussy that talks a big game about being mad at the cops sometimes at home, but he doesn't keep the same energy in public. And I remember that time when the cops were sent to the restaurant and told him, hey, turn off the live stream right now. And Marcus said, okay, I'm sorry, guy, turn off right away. See? And then I'd be a public measure. So that was successful. Because it will lead to me losing social standing and look like a coward, where it's high status to be courageous. Courage is a high status trait, okay? So your social standing can be decreased by being a coward, okay? In truth, okay? See? Now, behavior shows character. Long-term consistent behavior reveals character, okay? Which means I'm a consistent person that if people tell me what to do, I rebel against it and don't submit, okay? People going to my chair, shut up, Mike. It's like no, I'm not shutting up, okay? Keep watching and wait for me to hold your breath, waiting for me to shut up, okay? Start holding breath right now, guy. I told you to shut up, waiting for me to stop talking, okay? And like 3 hours later, it's like I didn't stop yet, okay? So here's the point. the animating, the invigorating contest. Okay. So anyway, here's the point. My Miss American Pie took the Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. Them good old boys were drinking whiskey and rye, singing this could be the day that I die. Singing this could be the day that I die. And I don't know all the lyrics. I heard a song that I sang before. No, 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 no. She's got a smile that seems to me remind me of childhood memories. So I do enjoy drinking alcohol now and then. And some of the effects that I experience are increased narcissism, okay? And and other effects, okay? Which, okay. So it's like a vacation, I understand. It's like, so it's like, it is to go a different state. You drink a little alcohol, it makes you less non-narcissistic sometimes. Or it feels like it does. Okay. So anyways, the point. Yeah, so teaching on that, okay. Now, there's people that have videos on this, they were talking about that. Now, they don't have experience of being taught with public information rituals daily for years and can teach from experience. So I consider myself more competent. Okay, then people are talking about this from like a textbook, book smarts perspective. I personally actually have been dealing with public information rituals for years. Okay, so I'm especially competent. There's nobody as competent as I am talking about public information rituals that I've seen on YouTube at this point. Okay, but that's just fun. That's like a reference. So why do I have that point? Yeah, so a lot of times there is a way, in my experience, to turn around a public information ritual. And a lot of times it's in the moment that there's a clear way to, okay. Now here's the thing. Turning the public information ritual around or seeking to, trying to, is risky, okay. So there's some real costs involved, okay. So some possible costs, okay. There's some real potential costs with trying to turn around and doing it. So, for example, I kind of have public messages. I go to the restaurant, 4 cars walk in there. After I have walked past the police station earlier in the same day and said that they're corrupt, okay? And then it looks like retaliation or like some kind of police intimidation retaliation. Because the same day on the way downtown, I walk past the police station while I'm out streaming, well, here's the Crowd Swedish Police Headquarters, okay? And I go down to the restaurant. I'm heading downtown. I arrive at the restaurant to eat. And it is 4 cops walking into the restaurant. So already now my intuition is that this is retaliation, that they're here because I'm here, okay? Especially being a total video. Possibly that, okay, that's going on. I turn the camera on and go, let's film this video, okay? This cop's just walking. He sees me turn the camera and film it. And it comes over to my table, like crosses the whole, like, okay, and it comes over to my table. Because it's like, are you filming? I go, yeah. And he goes, why did you turn off? Or you stop filming? I go, no, I don't have to. It's not illegal. Okay. Because I know the law that it's not illegal to do IRL streams in a restaurant. Film yourself, and if something weird happens, turn the camera, look at weird things happen. Okay, that's not illegal. Okay. So, not being content with me not groveling and going like, okay, I'm sorry, I turn it off. What would that be? That would be being a bitch made, a guy who submits to tyrants. Okay? Because I know, see, that it's not illegal. I know that I have a legal right to do what I'm doing that the cops tell me to stop doing. I know enough of Swedish law that it is legal for me to do an IRL stream in a restaurant or record a 10-minute TikTok video eating. It's illegal, okay? He's telling me to stop doing something that I have a legal right to do. and he does not have a legal right to command that I stop doing it. So it's based like a suggestion, okay, disguised as a kind of command. When it turn off, I go, no, it's not illegal, and then he responds, but maybe I don't like being filmed or something like this. After I say it's not illegal, and he goes, maybe I don't like being filmed, okay. Now Swedish law is notice I had to educate cops. Was like I'm operating in that moment when I interact with a law enforcement officer. It's like my interaction with him and my behavior is like, what does the Swedish law say? And do you understand? So my behavior is not illegal according to Swedish law. He's trying to tell me to stop doing something that is legal, okay? Based off of his feelings and personal preferences. So it's once again, it's like policing his feelings, okay? Which I dealt with police before. It's a pattern of police officer behavior. Policing the feelings. But I'm extremely happy several times a cop car shows up, want to talk to me and create a stressful situation in public. And I see him in a small town with the cops, checking my pockets and stuff like this. Which is also a public information ritual. To have in a small town, the cops pull you all the time and check your pockets and have you in like a humiliating situation, possibly from a certain perspective. Now, I don't feel humiliated when it's happening. Anyway, that's the point. Which is also part of the thing. It's like, you know if you're being beat. You know if you're being dominated, understand? So people can act like they're dominating you as some kind of weird power trip game for somebody else. To be like, yeah, I'm in charge here. It's like, but it's like, you will know if somebody is dominant over you or not, okay? And if not immediately, there's way that you can prove yourself that they're not the dominant person, understand? So, and what is the point? So, here's the thing. Here's another thing that kind of psychology and biology. I find it interesting that antisocial. I've witnessed antisocial women that are working to target me with narcissistic abuse. Initiate some kind of, if I analyze their behavior, now they're gang stalkers, okay, but they're initiating some kind of dominance game, okay, where it's like I'm acting like I'm comfortable in aggressing upon you, okay. Now I'm a man in the room. I definitely have more testosterone in my bloodstream and have had for the last 6 years than that person, okay. I have more upper body strength, understand. Dominance, testosterone is linked to lower risk aversion, aggression, and dominance, especially territorial aggression, like you're being abused in your own home, okay. So a woman is abused in her own home, okay. That's more likely to make your male juices start flowing and feel violent feelings inside yourself if that's happening. See, if a woman is in your home and her behavior for the gangster opponent is if she's working to dominate you, like I'm bullying you in your home, understand? Like, where's your fridge? It's the same thing. I'm going to have your fridge, okay? I'm taking your food, understand? I'm in charge here. I feel comfortable in your home to be bullying you, okay? If there's nothing, if there's something that would like trigger, like the testosterone, dominance, territorial aggression, reactively, it's that type of behavior, understand? And this fucking retarded person they're doing that, they handle not so well that it's like a worm on a string. I thought about this. Some situations I've been with flying monkeys. Maybe I thought it's like the trash. It's like people in the hierarchy that they want to get rid of, something like this. Do you understand? I don't think they send like valuable members of the Illuminati to be within 15 feet of me and be like pushing my buttons like, fuck you, Mike, you're an animal. Okay? We're gonna murder your mother, boys, stuff like this. Like that level of like provocations. I don't think that they would have like Elon Musk have that job, understand? Or like Bill Gates or whoever, if they like in the Illuminati, that's like a valuable to the deep state, understand? They're like important, okay? No, it's like a trash heap. It's like, here's where you send the trash and don't worry about losing. That's how I think that, because they're engaging in criminal behavior, so they might go to prison for 30 years. Okay, see? They might go to prison for 30 years. Okay, meaning if we could get the country back and get like a tribunal, like the Nuremberg trials, they get like maybe 30 years in prison all the time. It's like they're risking never abusing anybody ever again. Understand? That's really what they're risking. So my perception of these people is really the flying monkeys are cannon fodder. They have low worth to the psychopathic. So it's like the psychopaths above them in the hierarchy. They have low worth to them. Okay. And here's what the gangster point does. They will have a total video, and they have flying monkeys to provoke the person. In my view, in my personal experience analyzing people's behavior, it's as if like they're using like a worm on a hook and be like, oh, the fish got the worm and I got the fish into prison or a psych ward. And I sacrificed the worm, it was worth it, say. I was worth to gamble with losing the worm to get the big fish into the psych ward or prison, understand? That is the truth, okay? That is the truth. There's some human intelligence in the hierarchy that has that perspective. Because, and that level in the hierarchy will not be the people in the room pushing my buttons, okay? So. It's like, guys, I'm just gonna talk about my teeth. You're running out of ammunition. Look at my teeth. They make a big deal of my teeth being so bad. I understand. It's like the second thing. I go live exercising shirtless. And it's like I'm looking better than the haters. I'm in better shape. Okay. And it's like you can tell what my feedback was responding to. It's like they feel ugly by how good I look on camera. So they have a narcissistic injury inflicted upon them by perceiving higher status. Okay, meaning it's like they're somatic and intellectual narcissist. Okay, and the average person is highly narcissistic. So a lot of people's behavior match a narcissist as they interact with me in my chat. It's like I'm exercising on camera, and I know in the back of my head that I'm attracted by baseline, facial symmetry, like science-based attractiveness, like Fibonacci sequence, facial proportions, symmetry, facial symmetry, bone structure, and like proportions. But I don't have to sound like a crazy person. It's like I'm handsomer than the average man. Okay, I know that. I'm also better shape than the average person. It's like if I'm live or in my bathroom exercising. Okay. And it's like a stream, but I'm not even being like, hey, I'm kind of like, yeah, so this is exercise I like to do. It's like a non-offensive entity. It's like, this is an exercise I like to do. This is one of the most common ones that I do is exercising. Bicep hammer curls. Okay, so we're going 7. Thank you, bicep hammer curls to 8. Okay. And then I check the chat. What's with your ugly ass teeth? Brush your teeth, boy. Or something like that. Okay. What's that? They're perceiving somebody looking better than them. Gives you a narcissistic injury that they feel ugly. And then because that's why they're saying that, they had to look for something to project upon, understand? Because they're feeling ugly by seeing how good I'm looking on camera. Understand? Exercising. So it's like, they can't say I'm fat, okay? It's like, you're fat, okay? Do you understand? Do you understand? So it's like, you got, no, what's with your teeth? Your brown teeth, brush your teeth for this. What is that? They're triggered by seeing, looking better than them on camera. And they want to project their feeling ugly and throw it back onto me, understand? And it'd be like looking for, it becomes like an obsession about a detail. And it's like the one thing in my body that might not be as attractive as the average person would be like the shade of my teeth, okay? See? Okay? So it's like, what's with your teeth, okay? I don't have any problem with my teeth, understand? I don't have any problem with my teeth. Okay. Ask a doctor why more doctors than ever are for the Mike Sound protocol. Okay. And the protocol is talk to a doctor for making changes to the medication and medication. So, yeah, you know what? Yeah, I actually feel comfortable. Understand? It's like I'm thinking about it. So yeah, I understand. So sometimes, at other times, I ignore these kids, and I process things and I become on it like 2 days after. But at this point in time, I actually feel comfortable in having reacted kind of obviously. Okay, and I have a mental awareness of some negative outcomes that are potential by reacting to it. But I don't care as much as usual about it. So it's a point. Okay, do you understand? Means like normally, possibly the reason why it's like this skits going on when I'm out smoking, and they say, oh yeah, I'm being abused. There's a flying monkey doing a skit on me, and they're saying I'm a Nephilim or something like this. And it's, I kind of ignore it, and then process it and maybe talk about it the next day. I go, yeah, so here's a pattern that sometimes the gang stalkers do this type of thing in the neighborhood, kind of generally, and not in a agitated state, and then okay, like reactive, like right after, and like worked up about myself. So that's the point. Now, so I'm aware that it's like me reacting open to the skits, like a little bit a different style than normal. Means like if I go out the back and they have like a guy there that's wearing like a scarf, now that guy's a fucking gang stalker, understand? He's one of these fucking agents that's working for this program. Okay, 100%. I'm more likely to just because I had a little bit of whiskey to respond to like that. Whereas normally I'd be like more calculated and be like kind of ignore it in the moment, and then maybe think about it and like ignore it in the moment. And it's like if it's something that doesn't like come back to my mind, it's not nothing I have to deal with. But things that are really something that I need to deal with, it will like come back and I'll be like, yeah, I did this yesterday. And it's like it's the same old gaslighting, and it's not okay. Okay, and now I had to deal with it, and I figure out a way to deal with it. And then sometimes you can just make a video. Uh, Here is a target attack. Okay, so do you understand? Now, there is levels to that, and I just had awareness that I should be doing more of that, meaning responding to things like this. It might be better if I respond to it by making videos on teaching in a YouTube stream or TikTok on how Tardiviros get harassed neighborhood. How a Tardivido gets harassed in their neighborhood by flying monkey gang stalkers, okay? Okay, or like types of harassment in the vicinity of the target's home or something like this. Okay. And then I talk about from experience. Yeah. But it's okay. Rather than it's like fuck you or something like this. Okay. So what is the point? Yeah, so my point is this. I'm not told in the video. That's the truth. Public messages can be turned around on them. So when I heard the cops So I just don't sound muted there, okay. That's it, kind of going. You have to hire somebody who can read lips and maybe I could get like 10% of what I said. So where's the point? I was talking about public relation rituals and an experience I had talking to social work in a meeting. After the whole ordeal with to go to the sidewalk. And the person sounded like they were trying to run a negative, okay? Paint me as the aggressor. And it's like, oh yeah, so it's like when you running up on people with your camera and wearing sunglasses. Okay, well, it's like that sounds like it's something a narrative. When in reality, when I'm outside live is defensively to protect myself from harassment and get word about gang stalking. And then there's also things in the environment that I might react to, like provocations and people are, oh, here's this person walking into the store. That's a stalker that keeps showing up. I know they're a gang stalker, and I want to get on camera. Right? See, but it's like they try to paint me as if I'm the problem. So. The reason that it's so rare that you don't hear other Christians like this talk like this is because they're weak and bitched me by deep state, like Andy Woods, better hotels. So they don't end up being enduring persecution. Understand? Because they're not ready to reprove the unfruitful works of darkness. See, they're not really like willing to really intensely work to reprove the unfruitful works of darkness. They're not preaching the real gospel, is the real Bible enough. They're not being enough of a prompt to the deep state to end up having a life where it's like they're doing this and talk about what's going on. They've chosen the pleasures of sin, sinful submission to the deep state, rather than doing afflictions as a person of God. See? And the Bible teaches it's for a season. It sounded to me like there was something, yes, there was mail coming. Yeah, so yeah, so I really I really I'm aware of the fact that I have the capacity, the potential to accomplish significant work, okay? I have the ability to influence my immediate environment and not so immediate environment with my daily actions, activities, okay? In the short term. So, if you're taught real as I am and a Christian, the rational mentality is to be operating in the short-term understand, the short-term perspective. Meaning, people that are projecting far into the future and go like, yeah, it's like that's not wise, okay? The Bible says, all such boasting is evil. When you ought to say, if the Lord wills, we will be in this and that city and be doing this and like this. So that's why you hear me say God willing at my sentence a lot of time. Where it goes like, yeah, I get a new, I'll start streaming on Kick and be streaming more there. God willing, up ahead, God willing. Why? Because the Bible says you're not supposed to speak about the future as if you're certain what the outcomes will be in a certain way. Meaning, yeah, do you understand? What is your likelihood but a weapon? There's no Bible verse that says if you're a Christian being persecuted, God guarantees you 27 years of surviving persecution exactly. It's like, well, I've been persecuted for 16 years, so I got exactly this many years left alive. Okay, so you don't even know if you'll be alive 2 months from now. Okay, so if you're going, yeah, 10 years from now I've been doing this, it's like there's arrogance and there's, um, it's sinful basically. So I wonder what the haters are coping about now. I've had haters before trying to talk about my teeth. Obsessed about my teeth, okay? It's like I don't have insecurities about any part of my body. Do you understand? I don't have insecurities about any part of my body. Not my ears, not my teeth, nothing. If I and I notice how these people are irrational and delusional. All the years that people have been like hyper focusing on, I don't have super white teeth, understand? Okay, but if I had been really bothered by like insecure, if I had insecurities, I'd be like really bothered by people say they talk about my your teeth are not white or about this. If I had insecurities about that, I mean I would have ordered whitening strips on Temu a long time ago because it's like, I know they have products, they have gadgets with UV light and some paste, and they have strips and they have stuff. They have some toothpaste that if I care enough about finding, I can find it's like more whitening than what I use now. Have more whitening effects on it. I don't care enough about that. You know, I focus on more important things. So yeah, anyway, public cremation rituals can be turned around most of the time. So it's like, for example, when the cops came to Tunis, they try to get me to submit and like turn off your live stream, and I wasn't doing anything wrong by live streaming. It's like I wasn't breaking the law precisely. If I would have been like a coward, I'd be like scared and submit and be like turn off my live stream. I look like a coward. I'd be a successful public cremation ritual. People go like, yeah, this guy Mike, he's all talk at home ranting about the tyranny and the minions and the Swedish cops are corrupt. But it's like when the cops show up, he's a little pussycat and so, oh, okay, officer, I do whatever you tell me. So, do you understand? But what really happened was me being who I actually am. Okay, which means the cops acting like bully tyrants. Okay, they acting like jackbooty act like bullies, act like people on a power trip looking to get just enforce the ego and feelings and stuff, and like power trip with people. Like, yeah, I'm gonna get this guy turn off slash, you know. They understand. It's like, well, I have legal white license, but I want to turn it off. Okay, I'm sorry. They understand. That might be what they're going for. So I'm gonna go check my Amazon click to get a refund because I ordered a 10-pack of raw rolling papers, and I got a text or whatever. It's been delivered and it didn't get delivered. Okay, so it's like normally you get a text. It's like it's been delivered, and I go check out my door and the package is right there. Okay, I get a text. It's been delivered. When I go check it, it's there, and it wasn't there. So it said it had been delivered, but I never got it, which means I'm intending to get a refund on that. It's not a scam that I fell for on Amazon. That I'm not gonna try to refund. I don't think so. It's another raw rolling paper. It's two in a row. First, I ordered 10-pack raw rolling paper from one supplier on Amazon. Never arrives. Okay, so it says it's been delivered, but I never got it. Okay. So then I got to order new because I need raw papers. Okay, I don't like to go buy it in the corner store because it's more expensive and more of a hassle to go over there. There's a reason people order things online because it comes to your door and it's just smooth with time. It's like waiting for the package to show up versus going downtown to buy it. Okay, so here's the point. So I ordered, go to find 3-pack. Okay, ordered what appears to be a 3-pack of roll papers. It arrives this one
pack of wallpapers. I paid $9 for it. Okay. And at first I thought maybe this was the gang stalker program that opened the package, removed 2 of them, and resealed it just to fuck with me, or something like this. And maybe it was an indication of like the gang stalker program made this happen. Because most of the bad things, kind of like this type of stuff, it's a gang stalker program make it happen. Now, I went to Amazon and checked it, and there was a review that said there was only one in there. And they wrote the part description says 3-pack, but it's only one, so I wasn't the only one. And someone left a comment that they had ordered 3-pack and got only a 1-pack. Okay, I won't pay. Now, the scam was kind of smooth because it's like, I guess it says raw rolled paper. Maybe it says somewhere the text is like 1 or something like this, suddenly, but the thumbnail shows 3 roll papers. Okay. It shows 3 packs. Okay. They order, and it's $9, which means most of the ones on Amazon in real life they cost $3 a piece or so in the store. So if you put a thumbnail of a 3-pack of roll papers for $9, it gives the impression that it's a 3-pack for about the same price in the store. Okay, but it was just one. So I'm not gonna refund that. I count that as like a successful call, honestly. So it's one thing if they steal it from me or like something like this, but like this fits. Yeah, I gotta try to get a refund here on the 10-pack. What should I next go? Returnera. And none of the options are accurate on Amazon, which means I'm looking at the tab when I click refund, reason for refund. There's nothing that says product did not arrive. Okay, see, which is weird because the problem refunding. So there is the reason. They have 20 different reasons for a refund you can pick, but the reason I have is not in the list. Okay, see, so the reason I'm refunding is because I paid for the order and it did not get delivered. Okay, but I don't have not delivered. Okay, or like did not arrive as an option. Okay. Here we go. Bekräftat i retur. Jag hoppar in i refund. Okay. Yeah, so notice now the because it says once we receive the return, which means they're looking for me to manifest the 10-pack that I wanted to get a refund because it never arrived and send it back to them for the refund money to be sent to me. Okay. So the reason I'm looking to get a refund is because I ordered 10-pack raw wallpapers for around $10. Didn't arrive. And after like 2 weeks from at least a week since it said it has arrived, I'm clicking to get a refund. Okay. Now they want me to send it back to get the refund. But the reason I'm wanting to get a refund is because I never got it to begin with. So how can I send something back that the reason I'm refunding is because I never got it? How can I send it back to get the refund? Okay. But the problem is I never got it. Okay. To begin with. Stupid stuff. Now, if it says it's been delivered, I don't know how they would scan that, if the delivery driver has been on it, or if it's like a shipping office that it's been sent from them and 3 days later it counts that it's been delivered or something like this. Yeah, so part of my research on public information rituals is the work to regulate power and lower people's social standing. Now, the beauty is that people doing public information rituals on me, a lot of times I can quickly find a way to turn around on them. Understand? So if I can turn on a public information ritual on me, don't be surprised if I turn it back on it somehow. If you end up feeling publicly humiliated somehow, like as a result of your own actions. Gonna end this live stream.